Hello, my name is HQ of HQ Reacts. Welcome to my channel. Please do me a favor. Hit the like button, share the stream, and click the notification button for new content.
Everybody, hello this wonderful Tuesday afternoon. This is HQ here. Do me a favor and hit the like and the share and the subscribe button, because we have this content every day. You guys see the thumbnail. The dangers of being a Christian in this atmosphere, right? In this atmosphere. This is what we got.
Applying for my work visa in the immigration office. I was doing everything completely legally.
I came to the US legally 11 and a half years ago. I was granted asylum. Then I got a notice to appear in one of ICE's offices in June for what they called a routine check-in.
We went to Cancun for vacation with my family. When we came back, got on the plane, they pulled me aside. I didn't understand why.
They said, you need to reapply through the consulate and we need to send you back to Canada. And in my head, I thought that meant, okay, I'm just getting on a plane and going home.
That was never a concern. I had a green card. I traveled multiple times before out of the country.
I was sitting there looking for flights to go home and I was taken.
They were like, we have to detain you.
I was under arrest.
With no explanation. It felt like I had been kidnapped.
You're kidnapping me.
They said they are detaining and deporting people who are here illegally and criminals.
I was never in the country
I
illegally.
did not come here
It
illegally.
was legal from day one.
You know, having a mother taken away from the kids, I felt like a knife was just like, it's like stabbing my heart.
I never expect this in America.
Let's listen to some more. Let's listen to some more, shall we? Minneapolis. They up there doing some serious work.
I was there since 1, so damn. Yeah. Okay. So we'll get there. We'll try to get to the next one earlier.
It doesn't have sound to it. I'm sorry. It don't have sound to it. Wait a minute. Hold on.
Get back.
I'm standing in front of a taqueria in the Barrio Hollywood neighborhood of Tucson, Arizona, where a couple of hours ago, federal agents, including ones from ICE and Border Patrol, used tear gas canisters and fired pepper balls at protesters and journalists who had gathered around what was one of the multiple locations where federal agencies conducted raids this morning.
I literally walked up and this was happening in the middle of our street.
They actually shooting at the people, shooting those what is those things? Those tongs or whatever. They're soft, but they're hard though. Look, just pushing people around, just tossing them around. Don't care how they doing it.
Don't fucking touch her. Get the fuck you fucking piece of shit. You take your mask off. If you're so proud of your job, take your mask off.
You're gonna get tased. You're gonna get tased. Stop resisting.
Stop resisting. You're gonna get tased. You're gonna get tased. This is what they doing. This is what people say they want to see. People say they want to see this. See, as long as it doesn't affect you, it's amazing. It's beautiful what they're doing. They're getting rid of all the immigrants. And every time I talk to a Christian person, this is what we voted for this. We wanted this.
And their two sons that attend the Rensselaer City School District. Today, teachers, friends, and family are here in attendance to support them.
And I feel nervous. I'm scared. I don't know what's going to happen next if I want to go inside. So it's hard because this is not fair for us. So we didn't do nothing. We are not criminals.
These children are polite, well-mannered, good friends to all the other children, great students.
When the Taliban took over Afghanistan in 2021, the father, Rohimullah Mohammadi, was working around American bases in Gardez and Kunduz. His brother-in-law, Ajmal Baris, worked with the U.S. Army as a translator and received a special immigrant visa. Ajmal hired a lawyer and filed a case.
So now they finna snatch all of those. They finna snatch all of those immigrant visas. They're gonna snatch everything. I mean, these ICE people, they look like a band of merry marauders, unchecked, moving from city to city. They doing what they want to do. Let me see. Let me show another video. Hold on. Let me show another video. This is wild. This is wild. It's just okay. This is what you call okay to some people. And they call themselves Christian. I'm just saying.
Encrypted routes. CJNG shipments.
No, I don't even need to turn the volume up. So all you need to do is watch this shit. So all you need to do is watch this kind of shit.
They're operating these networks around our entire country. So we are going to keep our entire country safe. We're going to protect all of
illegal. What I know illegal means they came here without whatever documentation they needed to come here. But that doesn't necessarily mean that they're criminals. That's my whole point. But it's not about criminals. It's about people who say they are of the Christian faith and then don't understand that empathy and compassion should be used in these kind of scenarios. Grabbing kids out of the house without the parents, or the parents out the house without the children. Now, what difference does it make what way they came? They came here, right? It looks to me like they having fun pulling people out of the cars. Looks to me like ICE is having a good old time knocking on doors, grabbing people at work, tearing families apart just to have fun. That's dangerous. Because when agents act like they have no freaking boundaries, no training limits, no accountability, they stop being protectors. They're not protectors. They become threats. They are threats. You're a threat to the American people. Regular, ordinary, everyday American people. They're threats to them. Everybody can see that. Everybody can see the way they treat people who are standing there with signs. And it's not necessarily about the immigrants having danger. When ICE comes into neighborhoods, people's mistaken identity happen. Racial profiles start to happen. You detain the wrong person. You use excessive force. But see, it's not about the ICE. It's not about the ICE. Okay? It's not about that. The fact is, we're disappointed with these Christians, or these people who call themselves Christians, and they claim to follow the Bible. Okay? And they're cheering on People in the chat too. People all over the country cheering this kind of violence against the poor, the immigrants, and the vulnerable. Just cheering it on. So let me take you into the full message of my Christian hypocrisy speech, okay? Trump, his hypocrisy, and the betrayal of the very values you guys, you Christians say you got, okay? The Christians, these values you Christians say you got. Because I'm looking around every day and I see Christians acting in ways that don't match the Bible that they swear that they live by. What the fuck does Harris? Who is Harris, Mark? Who is Harris? What are you talking about? You see people shouting, God first. I'm a Christian. I just love Jesus. When they turn their back on Christians and immigrants and people who are struggling and people who are poor. You see them judging people, judging other people, sharp tongue, instead of offering that compassion like Jesus did, right? And you start wondering, a lot of us start wondering, where the hell did these people learn their Christianity? Where the hell did they learn how to love, to be cruel to other people? Okay? The truth is, many of y'all Christians have become some of the harshest critics in the room. You preach forgiveness, but you hold those grudges against people. You preach kindness, but you spread that hate online. Y'all come in here and hate and put that hate in the chat. You preach the humility in church, but you walk with the arrogance of you being better than other people. And you feel that hypocrisy deep because you read the same fucking Bible. You read the same fucking Bible. And Jesus never would have acted this way. Never. Jesus himself, my understanding was, he was a refugee, dark-skinned refugee from Middle East who fled danger, moved across borders, had dark skin, lived among poor people, stood with outsiders. So tell me, how do you Christians justify hating these immigrants so much who look like Jesus? How do you justify the cruelty towards families seeking that safety when Jesus' own family once ran for their own life? You know the math. Y'all, the math ain't mathing. You just hypocrites.
This conference of Catholic bishops this week condemned some of the executive orders signed by President Trump.
Oh, no, Mark. We just got to say it's the Christians that think they're better than everybody else. It's not Democrats. It's not the Democrats. It's Christians.
Specifically those allowing immigration and customs enforcement to enter churches and to enter schools. Do you personally support the idea of conducting a raid or enforcement action in a church service, at a school?
Well, let me address this. Of course, if you have a person who is convicted of a violent crime, whether they're an illegal immigrant or a non-illegal immigrant, you have to go and get that person to protect the public safety. That's not unique to immigration. But let me just address this particular issue, Margaret, because as a practicing Catholic, I was actually heartbroken by that statement. And I think that the U.S. Conference of Catholic Bishops needs to actually look in the mirror a little bit and recognize.
I'm just trying to figure out how he squares that with his Christian faith. You love to throw that Christian shit up in people's face. You love to throw that Christian shit into people's face. And yet and still, this is something you're happy to do. I don't understand.
That when they receive over $100 million to help resettle illegal immigrants, are they worried about humanitarian concerns, or are they actually worried about their bottom line?
So he's accusing the ministers and the priests of worrying about money compared to the compassion that they say they have for the communities. This piece of shit, vice president, piece of shit ain't never gonna be anything but a piece of shit. He's accusing the priests and the ministers of being hypocritical with them making criticism towards what he's doing. That's wild.
We are going to enforce immigration law. We're going to protect the American people.
Yeah.
Donald Trump promised to do that. And I believe the U.S. Conference of Catholic Bishops, if they're worried about the humanitarian costs of immigration enforcement, let them talk about the children who have been sex trafficked because of the wide open border of Joe Biden.
You personally
let them talk
support them
about
going into
people like
schools
Laken
and
Riley
churches.
who were brutally murdered. I support us doing law enforcement against violent criminals, whether they're illegal immigrants or anybody else, in a way that keeps us safe. Let me ask this question, Margaret. Let's separate the immigration issue. If you had a violent murderer in a school, of course I want law enforcement to go and get that person out.
Of course.
So what's the point of the question?
You changed the regulation this week. That's the point of the question.
Exactly.
Giving the authority to go into churches and go into schools.
We empowered law enforcement to enforce
but
the
that
law
also
everywhere
has
to
a
protect
knock-on
Americans.
Effect, a chilling effect.
What checks, retard? What checks? What checks, retard? American-made soldier. What checks, retard?
Arguably, to people to not send their kids to school.
I desperately hope it has a chilling effect on illegal immigrants.
No, I'm asking you. I'm asking you, retard. You the one said something about checks.
Empowered law enforcement to enforce
But
the
that
law
also
everywhere
has
to
a
protect
knock-on
Americans.
Effect, a chilling effect, arguably, to people to not send their kids to school.
I desperately hope it has a chilling
In
effect
the
on
churches,
illegal
you think
immigrants
the
coming
U.S.
into our
Conference
country.
of Catholic Bishops are actively hiding criminals?
I think the U.S. Conference of Catholic Bishops has frankly not been a good partner in common sense immigration enforcement that the American people voted for. And I hope, again, as a devout Catholic, that they'll do better.
You ever notice how an immigrant can show up to this great country of ours with maybe 2 bags, broken English, maybe $200 in their pockets, and somehow they build a better life than people who have lived here their entire lives? People love to act confused. I don't get it. How did they do it? Well, it's not complicated, dummy. It's mindset. An immigrant doesn't land here in America thinking that they're owed something. They land here thinking, finally, some opportunity. Meanwhile,
I'm just trying to figure out why American-made bitch soldier, why this bitch-ass soldier is in the chat talking about black people when we're talking about immigrants. You see what I mean by zombie human beings? This is a zombie because this zombie is in the chat talking about black folks. What the fuck does black folks got to do with the immigrants and Christians? This is what I want to know. Zombie motherfuckers in the chat talking about black people. What the fuck does black people got to do with what we talking about today? We're talking about immigrants and we're talking about Christians.
the average American treats opportunity like it's background noise. They're walking right past it. They're complaining about it. They're blaming somebody else for not serving it up to them on a silver platter like it's Amazon Prime. You know what I mean? An immigrant's going to work for jobs that you think you're too good for. They're going to stay late. They're going to wake up early. They're going to stack skills, stack cash. They're going to stack discipline. Not because they're superhuman, but because they're hungry. That's the difference. Most Americans want success without any amount of sacrifice. Immigrants expect sacrifice as the price of success, as the price of admission. Most Americans want guarantees. Immigrants know that guarantees don't exist. Most Americans want comfort. Immigrants come from places where comfort was never an option to begin with. Never an option. And here's the truth that nobody likes hearing. When you grow up with abundance, you lose respect for it. When you grow up with safety, you take safety for granted.
Yeah, like the bitch ass nigger American-made soldier in the chat. Like that bitch ass nigger in the chat. Like him. Yeah, we got it.
When you grow up with freedom, you forget what life looks like without any freedom in it. An immigrant never forgets. They've seen how bad it is out there.
She wasn't on the internet when Biden was president. She just got on the internet a year ago. She wasn't bitching about nothing. Why would I need to be bitching about Biden? Biden ain't ruining the economy like this trifling ass president. Biden wasn't ruining the economy like this trifling ass president? Why would I need to whine about Biden?
They've seen how bad it can actually get. So when they come here, they attack opportunity with a level of urgency that most people never experience. They're not distracted. They're not scrolling endlessly on social media. They're not waiting for motivation or watching stupid motivational videos. They're not looking for shortcuts. They're not trying to look successful. They're trying to be successful. That's why they win. Think about it. While most Americans are floating through life with their overpriced lattes, complaining about working too much, an immigrant is thanking God that they even get to work. While Americans are talking about burnout in safe places and gratitude journals, immigrants are burning through every obstacle in front of them. So while Americans are out there saying, the system's against me, the government's against me, an immigrant says, watch me beat the system anyway. You want to know the real secret? Immigrants don't come here looking for a handout. They come here with the intention to hunt.
There it is. Thank you very much, Stephenson. Thank you very much, Nala99. Trump equals the most corrupt plus incompetent president. Of course he was. Of course he was. No, why did Barack Obama hate brown people so much? Who said he hated brown people? Nobody but you people on the right. Nobody said he hated brown people. I don't know why you thought that.
They want to hunt.
Oh, I forgot. Because you know that okay, I get it. Because you know that Donald Trump hates brown people. Barack Obama must have hated brown people too, because he deported brown people. That makes so much fucking sense.
And intention beats entitlement every damn time. So if you want to change your life, stop acting like this country owes you something and start acting like somebody who finally got their shot. Adopt the hunger of somebody who escaped a place where there are no shots at all. Because the American dream is not dead. It's just being lived by other people who still remember what a dream actually means. So get hungry again. Get disciplined again. Get grateful again. Then watch your life shift like you just landed here yesterday.
I wonder, how many of you people in the chat are black? I wonder. Somebody, Tyler, what was it? Tyler Slayton? Obama fucked the black people. How exactly did he fuck the black people? Because you need to be saying that only if you're black. But if you're not black, then don't speak for me. Please don't speak for black people. Speak for you white people. Don't speak for black people, please.
Last month, Governor Ron DeSantis passed a cruel and unusual anti-immigration bill that's going to make life in Florida for illegal immigrants a daily fearful experience, to include hefty fines and suspended licenses for employers that hire undocumented workers, who make up 25% of all frontline workers in the state, many of whom have been here for decades, rooting their families here with no way to ever become legal. We must take a stand against those who are constantly vilifying the stranger in the name of Jesus and refuse to tolerate their harmful rhetoric and inhumane policies any longer.
Something I find so funny is that the Christian party is so hell-bent on getting rid of illegal immigrants, when literally in their Bible.
No, you need to bring some facts that said he didn't help black people. I never said anything about Obama helping anybody do anything. So I don't need to bring any kind of facts. You do. You're the trifling person that said he fucked over blacks. Prove that he fucked over blacks. I didn't say nothing about him helping or fucking over blacks. That's your job to prove that shit. Don't come in here talking garbage. Bring your facts. Don't say shit. Anybody can say shit. A fucking cow can say some shit. But did the cow got facts? Hell no. Shut your ass up.
To love thy neighbor and to welcome immigrants into our land. And then on top of that, it isn't even their land. They literally stole this land from indigenous people. How are you going to get mad when your colonizer ancestors are literally the original illegal immigrants? Like, what? Anyways, bye.
Hypocrisy. I mean, just blatant hypocrisy. Those who are MAGA supporters and call themselves Christians.
Hi, Stephen Jane.
Dismiss me with that bullshit is for you. I grew up as a Jehovah's Witness. I'm no longer a part of that religion, and I don't believe in the religious interpretation of Jesus anymore. But when I was in the religion, I did my absolute damnedest to live according to all the prophecies of the Bible, what Jesus taught, so on and so forth. It was my identity. I moved that way. I lived that way. I ate and breathed it. These so-called Christians that are MAGA supporters, they're the furthest thing from Christians that you could ever imagine. I mean, where's your integrity of your belief? See, they don't even know what they believe. They don't even know what the Bible really says. These are people who are using the Bible, they're using Christianity, they're using Jesus as a cover for their blatant racism, their blatant misogyny, their blatant hate, their blatant want of control of people who they view as less than them. And they just hide it behind Christianity. I mean, it's almost like we're living in an optical illusion. They cheer the breaking apart of families with ICE and deportation. They make fun of it. They feel so emboldened now to be racist openly. You know, it used to not be cool to be racist in public, but now it is again. It's crazy the things that I'm seeing. And whether you believe in religion or not, as mentioned, I am not a believer in organized religion in any way, shape, or form. But I know that there are people who do their best to try to live according to the Bible's ideologies and the things that Jesus taught. These MAGA supporters are not it. Christians who really do try to live that way, they should be so mad because they're sullying the name of Christians out here with their actions. I mean, MAGA supporters who call themselves Christians, they're not Christians. They're just shitty people.
Right.
People who now feel like they can come out and be who they want to be and say what they want to say, regardless of how hateful it is and who it damages.
Right.
It is like an optical illusion. So this Miss Me With That Bullshit goes out to the MAGA supporters who think what they're doing is in the name of Jesus. I mean, get a fucking grip. You guys are the furthest thing from Christianity or Christians or Jesus-like than is possible.
Right. So you see, everybody see these Christians out here cheering for policies that harm the very people that they supposedly supposed to care about as Christians. They forget the verses where we're welcoming the stranger. Welcome the stranger. They forget to call, to clothe the naked, to feed the hungry. Forget all about that. They forget that Jesus washed people's feet and didn't crush people. This is crazy. You see a lot of these churches filled with shouting, but very little of that shouting is about compassion and empathy. We actually saw a minister talking 2-point crazy. Oh, they can join my church as long as they don't act black. Okay, they can join my church as long as they don't bring their culture with them. And then we watch these same motherfucking Christians behind politicians who use power to hurt. Donald Trump, somebody who was in the Epstein file, who's a creep, who's a degenerate, who's a piece of shit. Stand right behind Donald Trump. Piece of shit. So when the Trump administration, they targeted these immigrants, especially black and brown immigrants, many Christians clap their hands. They still clapping their hands. Yeah, get them brown motherfuckers out of here. Get them brown motherfuckers out of here. They didn't shed a goddamn tear while them families being torn apart. Not one of them, not two of them. They didn't speak out when kids were held in those cages. Oh, and I meant to straighten that out too. People keep saying Obama had people in cages. Sometimes people got picked up without their children. Sometimes their children got picked up without them. Sometimes their kids came without their parents. Sometimes those kids were left at home alone and then they got picked up later on. That's how some of these kids got put in cages by themselves. People say, oh, Obama got those kids in cages. Had adults in cages too. Had kids in cages. They all did it. Illegal. Everybody keeps saying, oh, Obama did it more than anybody. Yeah, Obama did it more than anybody. But Obama did it in a humane way. You didn't see Obama with no ICE agents raiding houses, churches, hospitals, all that. You didn't see him doing that. Obama didn't do that. It wasn't all over the news. This shitty ass president stuff is all over the news. It ain't the same. It ain't the same. You all think it's the same? It ain't the same. Your president is doing it a shitty way. Obama did it the legal way. Your president is a shitty president that did it the illegal way. Okay? Then these Christians act like Jesus would have supported this shit. Y'all should know better. They should know better. Like bragging about deportations. Like bragging about deportations is amazing. They justify it. Oh, Obama did it. No. Obama didn't do this. Obama didn't do this. These policies are designed to harm. The cruelty is the point. They traumatizing the whole community. Whole Minnesota, Dearborn, North Carolina, the whole community. Even normal, everyday people. Okay? People that don't even supposed to be in front of no ICE agent. Instead of standing up, these Christians, Christians standing up, this is wrong. They doubling down on this shit. Wrapping their political loyalty in Bible verses that had nothing to do with the cruelty that they show. These cruelties, and the fucked up part is most of these Christians want you to believe that they have a moral superiority. You don't have a moral superiority. Y'all trash. They want you to think they have a direct line to God. God wants this shit to happen. And yet the actions show anything but love, anything but brotherhood, anything but Christian behavior. They act like following Jesus is a badge, not a responsibility. Like a badge, not a responsibility. There you go. We tired of that. Okay. Cruelty is not an accident. Okay. Cruelty is the policy. This president has made cruelty the policy. Immigrants from Haiti, Africa, and Central America, Caribbean, all targeted at higher rates. Painted as criminals. Even though most came fleeing from danger, now they got to go back and deal with the danger. And Christian people support this shit. Double standard. So I don't trust you Christians.
All these hypocritical Christians, they go to church on Sunday for an hour and then they're just as evil and conniving the rest of the week. It's like, fair enough, how hypocritical, fair enough, but what are you going to do? You're going to replace that with like 0 time trying to be good? That's your improvement? It's like you got that hour and you're trying stupidly and hypocritically to be good, and that's pretty pathetic, but it seems to be a lot better than not ever trying it at all. So I did learn, in Sunday school, despite the impossibility of sitting still during that period of time and the fact that I didn't want to go to school yet another day, I did learn the biblical stories in some depth, and that was insanely useful.
I'm definitely not the first person to say this, but I don't think that there's much that frustrates me or truly hurts my heart more than listening to a barrage of people who claim to be Christians while engaging in rhetoric that is so dehumanizing and degrading and hateful. And
like they are in the chat, honey. Like they are in the chat. Why don't you read what's in the chat? These people call themselves Christians, fake motherfuckers.
Gleeful about the suffering of others. How can you call yourself a Christian and be so overjoyed at watching people be chased down, violently taken off of the streets, kidnapped, and thrown into cages where they're treated like animals, not even animals. I would never treat an animal like that. And they haven't even seen their day in court. They haven't even been charged with anything, let alone convicted of anything. How can you call yourself a Christian and rejoice at seeing food be taken away from kids? How can you call yourself a Christian and rejoice at seeing healthcare be taken away from our most vulnerable populations of people? How can you call yourself a Christian and watch the wealthiest people on earth get wealthier and wealthier and wealthier at the expense of people who are working their asses off, who cannot afford even their basic needs? I'm pretty sure Jesus never said people shouldn't be taken care of. People should have to work their asses off and still not get anything they need. I'm pretty sure Jesus never said, lock up the immigrants and feed them to the alligators. I'm pretty sure Jesus said, feed the hungry, clothe the poor, welcome the immigrant, love your neighbor, visit me in prison. How can you call yourself a Christian and be so hateful? Christianity is not supposed to support your fearful, hateful, judgmental mindset. Christianity shouldn't be a shield that you can hide behind and do whatever the fuck you want and then justify it because you're a Christian. I was raised Christian and I have so many issues with religion and the institution of religion. So I don't even claim Christianity anymore. But I freaking love Jesus. I love what that dude stood for. I love how he committed himself to connect with the lowest of the low, the poorest of the poor, the sickest of the sick, the most hurt people in society, and showed up with love and compassion and mercy and empathy. And those are the teachings that we're supposed to be following if we call ourselves Christian. I'm seriously exhausted and disgusted by the ignorance and the cruelty that I'm seeing, all under the guise of Christianity. I need people to take a serious look in the mirror and recognize how they're behaving and be honest with themselves and be accountable, because this is not it.
Jesus defeated death so you can live. Dr. King was an awful human being. Civil rights was a huge mistake. Let's just sit those side by side because that came from the mouth of a same individual. Now you start to see the exterior being a mirror to the interior. Let's go one more, two more. He said, quote, I believe in the Bible, and I believe that Christ rose from the dead on the third day. He said, this is the foundation of my faith, and it guides my actions, unquote. Hold it. He also said, let's hold it side by side, black women do not have brain processing power to be taken seriously. You have to go steal a white person's slot, unquote. Now, I want to pause here and say, for the critics who say you're pulling stuff out of context, two things. One, I'm happy, I just don't have time today, happy to give you the full context. Two, the full context does not change the fact that this is racism. Okay, so let's hold those about. Just one more here, one more, okay? Quote, I want to be remembered for courage for my faith. That would be the most important thing for me when I die, unquote. Hold that. One more quote. Quote, I think it's worth to have a cost of, unfortunately, some gun deaths every single year so that we can have the Second Amendment to protect our other God-given rights. Let's just put those right beside each other. Now, if this makes you uncomfortable, I would invite you to pause for a minute and think about how uncomfortable this makes our people of color feel. And what I want to say to you is, if these quotes that Jesus defeated death so you can live by Charlie Kirk and Dr. King was an awful human being and civil rights was a huge mistake, if these feel incompatible, it's because they are. These quotes are not compatible with each other, and I also would like to say they're not compatible with the teachings and way of Jesus. And what you see in this moment, this week in American history, is you see the twisting of the truth. And this isn't new. The colonizers who came to America said they were Christians. The KKK said they were Christians. There have been mass shooters whose profile said they were Christians. There were insurrectionists on January 6th who flew Christian paraphernalia. They claimed to be Christians. There were, check this out, some of you know this, slave owners who claim to be Christian. And what I want to say is I can no longer, as a pastor, as a human, and as someone who's given their life to the way of Jesus, I can no longer stand by as Christianity gets hijacked by a particular agenda that is not the way of Jesus. I cannot stand by as a Christian and watch Christ's name get hijacked to further justify hate, racism, bigotry, misogyny, and white supremacy. I believe the path of Jesus is the path of generosity, nonviolence, caring for the poor, the vulnerable, the oppressed, and the marginalized. And part of what I hope comes out of this moment in American history is that maybe, and this is my prayer, maybe what we're seeing is that all of this is surfacing so that we can begin to see just how much the name of Christ has been twisted and turned.
I typically try to not give attention to nobodies, but today is your lucky day. And I know you're trying to get attention for the Christian books that you're selling, so here it is. So yesterday, familia, I made a video about this horrific incident where the agency that should not be named drove their vehicle over a man's leg and broke it when the man was already detained. Horrible, inhumane stuff. And Donnie and Sandra left me the following comments. Those agents that just drove over somebody's legs and broke them, they're just enforcing federal laws. Period. Don't like it, leave. And it turns out that these fools are ministers that are promoting the word of God. Very Christian of y'all to promote dehumanizing treatment of migrants. But y'all may promote faith and whatever other mamadas y'all are saying in your book, like forgiveness. But you all will not be saved with the type of mentality that you all have. Se tienen los huevos to say that they promote family. Well, what about this man and his family? Do they not count? What if this man was Christian too? Is he not welcome? But I mean, if you are religious, no shade to you. If you are this type of religious, then you're a trash person just like them that promotes the word of God but don't actually live it. And to Donnie and Sandra, maybe you need to take your own advice.
Stand up for your faith.
Stand up for your faith.
We have many topics that will help remind you that you are a child of God.
And those migrants.
Grace. And how do we represent him?
How do you represent him?
Check out that page. You will be inspired.
Yeah, it's all on our website, yournewlifeministries.org.
Familia, what do you all think about this? And if you're religious or grew up religious, I'd love to especially know your perspective. Let's talk about it.
Hey, you guys. So my dad, Captain James R. Shively, was an amazing man. He was shot down over Vietnam at the age of 24 and spent 6 years in the Hanoi Hilton. I wrote a book about his life with the help of Senator John McCain, and I felt really honored that he was willing to write the foreword for my book. But one thing that I loved about my dad was that he was a real straight shooter. He had spent all those years in prison, and he just did not have time for BS, and he did not like religion. He warned my sisters and I against religion all the time. He had grown up, his best friend growing up was a pastor's son. And so my dad would go to church with them and he would see the pastor act one way in the church, and then he would go home with his friend and see him act a completely different way. So he always told my sisters and I that there were a lot of hypocrites in the church, that there were bullies in the church, that there was a lot of greed in the church. I mean, he just, from an early age, had this capacity for having this discernment. And so when Steve and I got married and started going to church, I didn't even tell my dad for a while because I knew how he would react. And over the years, we had a lot of conversations about it. He was my absolute hero, the wisest, most humble, most courageous person you will ever meet. And so I really valued and respected his opinion.
Right. She talking too much.
Never called for you to have.
How can immigrants undocumented in this country be hated by a Christian group like the Republicans? Republicans claim to be Christian and believe in Jesus Christ.
Because they're not Christian. Because they're heathens wrapped in Christian flag. That's all. They can't be Christians. It just goes antithetical to whatever the teachings are. They can't be Christian. They claim to be, but they can't be. We know it's all a lie.
Jesus Christ was supposedly a real big opponent to acceptance, loving thy neighbors, and forgiveness. So I'm just wondering exactly how is it that the Christian Republicans are getting by with the fact that they go to church on Sunday and they thank Jesus for understanding and accepting all of their sins, but then on Monday they're campaigning, excited about ICE agents raiding into elementary school graduations.
What in the fuck put it in a super chat, Tyler, if you want to talk to me. What do you want to say? I have no idea what you want to say.
Ripping families apart, leaving parents in cages while the children are left on the side of the street. I'm just trying to understand exactly how that works. How is it that immigrants, undocumented in this country, have become such vilified, evil people to a group of people that claim to actually...
Because Donald Trump did it. Donald Trump did it. Donald Trump made immigrants like filthy animals, illegal. Donald Trump did that. And a lot of these people got parents that are just from another country. They became legal. Then they had them. And it's a lot of people like that. They can't see it. These what is it called? Ladder pullers. They call ladder pullers. They get up on the ladder and get up on top of the house, and then they pull the fucking ladder up behind them so nobody else can do the same thing. I don't have no respect for those kind of people. Specifically, Donald Trump with his illegal wife. His wife was one of these people that jumped in front of folks. His wife was one of those people that was an illegal alien. His wife was one of those people that got an illegal visa. She's supposed to get a visa for somebody who could contribute economically to the country. What the fuck is she contributing? She didn't contribute jack shit except whatever she did on her back. She didn't contribute anything, but she got a visa for that. Donald Trump did this. He's a hypocrite all day long. You know he ain't no Christian. But you know what? The dividing factor is the abortion issue. That's the difference between why the Republicans and the Christians, why the Christians deal with the Republicans, is because of the abortion issue. Everything else is fucking hogwash. This president has always been trash. And the left and the right knows it. They know it.
Accept Jesus Christ as their Savior, but yet don't follow the actual teachings of Jesus Christ. So I'm just kind of wondering, I'm hoping that somebody, since I'm asking the question, will answer this and not just try to bash me, but why is it that undocumented immigrants in this country are being treated like criminals, not treated like fellow human beings that are just looking for a better way of life? Can someone explain it to me? Can you give me an answer? I'd like to know. Please comment, repost, and share this with more people, because maybe somebody will actually have an answer that...
Yeah, no, they don't have an answer for that. They don't have an answer for that. They don't have an answer for how they care about more about a baby that's in the womb, but they don't give a damn about the poor people on the street. They don't give a damn about the poor people that need food. They give more damn about a baby that's 32 weeks. Before 32 weeks, they give a damn more about that child that's in the womb that can't support itself than they do this child that's already out of the womb and can't feed themselves. They give a damn more about that.
Reasonable.
Have you ever wondered about the connection between Christian nationalism and immigration? Multiple academic studies have shown that there's a correlation between holding Christian nationalistic views and anti-immigrant sentiment. So part of the work of dismantling Christian nationalism requires us to dispel myths around migration and listen and learn to our migrant neighbors so that we can begin to reimagine a new way forward together. So that's why this week we're at the border of the Rio Grande Valley, which is the border of Texas and Mexico, with our partner Fellowship Southwest, where we'll be bearing witness to, listening, and learning from pastors and leaders.
How do I know Jesus agrees with who, Stephen? Agrees with who?
Who are serving alongside our migrant neighbors. So be sure to.
We don't care about how many people get We don't care about how many people get deported, dead man. We don't care how many people get deported, dead man. We care about how they get deported, dead man. I don't understand what you mean. You got to rewrite it out.
Follow along as we learn more.
Well, what a fabulous way to reintroduce myself. My name is Monty. I'm a former alt-right Christian fundamentalist. I went to church twice a week for 25 years straight, only private Christian schools, studied theology independently at the behest of my father. I graduated from Liberty University, and I studied theology in Israel. Y'all get so mad when I say the Bible shouldn't be in schools, not just because of the separation of church and state, but because it's not working in churches. You want to slap that into a classroom while you don't want to feed the kids that go to that classroom. You love talking about the Ten Commandments in a classroom when you don't feed the poor, which the Old Testament commands hundreds of times. You also don't follow the clothing restrictions or dietary restrictions. And when you get confronted with that, you backpedal and you say, oh, well, Jesus died on the cross for us, and so he abolished the old law. That's weird. Then why do you use it to demonize gay people? But since we're talking about Jesus, let's just see what Jesus actually said, because it's always the 10 Commandments and never the Beatitudes, I've noticed. And I wonder why that is. Could it be that the Beatitudes say, blessed are the poor in spirit, for theirs is the kingdom of heaven. Blessed are those who mourn, for they will be comforted. Blessed are the meek, for they will inherit the earth. Blessed are those who hunger and thirst for righteousness.
Yeah, when I saw that face, I thought maybe she was a clown. I thought maybe she had on clown makeup when I saw that face.
For they will be filled. Blessed are the merciful, for they will be shown mercy. Blessed are the pure in heart, for they will see God. Blessed are the peacemakers, for they will be called sons of God. Do you see that reflected in Americans, Christians culture right now, especially with our current administration? I don't. And Matthew 7, which I don't need to flip to because it's memorized, says, you will recognize a tree by its fruit. A good tree bears good fruit, and a bad tree bears bad fruit. A good tree cannot bear bad fruit, and a bad tree cannot bear good fruit. Now, what is that fruit? In Galatians, it says the fruit of the Spirit is love, joy, peace, patience, kindness, goodness, faithfulness, gentleness, and self-control. Do you see that reflected in the Christian nationalist movement? Again,
hell no, I don't see it nowhere. I ain't seen a Christian yet get on TV. Since this shit started with this president, I ain't seen a Christian get on TV and say nothing. Holy like Jesus, like you name it. I ain't seen not nail one.
Love using the 10 Commandments and you love Old Testament God until it comes to commands like adultery, which Jesus revisited. I'll give you a perfect example of how you like to use the Bible to your advantage and not be honest about it. Purity culture is pushed on women when Jesus only ever addressed lust in men. And he said that if you look at a woman lustfully in your heart, you have committed adultery and you have sinned against her. You've also committed adultery if you divorce your wife for any other reason than infidelity. And you know what else he said about that lust? He said if your eye causes you to sin, gouge it out and throw it into the fire, because your lust is your problem. And you know what you guys do? That's not literal. So it's only literal when it's convenient. How fascinating. Slapping scripture on a poster for your own self-righteousness while you refuse to feed the poor and treat the immigrant with kindness, which the Bible commands, is not just an intentional misreading and misapplication of the Bible, it's blatant hypocrisy. It's what Jesus said in Matthew 23:25 when he said, woe to you, you Pharisees, you teachers of the law, you hypocrites, you clean the outside of the dish and the cup, but inside you are full of greed and self-indulgence.
How you gonna call yourself a Christian and literally kick immigrants out the country when all through the Bible God keeps telling us take care of the immigrant, take care of the alien, and Jesus himself was an immigrant. They had to hide him as a little baby down in Egypt so Herod wouldn't kill him. Your Savior was an immigrant. We don't care about how you live, we care about how you love. All these people just always got an issue when folks speak.
Nobody has a problem with the illegal criminals. Nobody has a problem with the illegal criminals. The point of this exercise is they're not deporting the criminals. They're deporting just innocent, everyday people who are walking around working. This is half of the reason why the economy is failing. On top of the fact that this idiot president got rid of a whole bunch of people, jobs, and all kinds of things like that. Yeah. No, deport them all. Deport them all.
Up for the oppressed and the marginalized. Jesus said this. You will know that they are my disciples, not by how they have a praise break, not by how many services they attend, not by how big.
They don't know the difference between illegal and legal. They don't know either one. Here's a thought. Here's a shocker. Why not make them all come in and become legal? Why not do that? If everybody, see, every time we have a conversation about illegal immigrants or whatever, they're always saying, oh, they're illegal. They came in the wrong way. They got to get out and come back the right way. Oh, they shouldn't have came here. Well, why not just march them all down to the Social Security office and tell them that you got to report to the Social Security office. You got to present ID. You got to present ID. You got to present something, fingerprints. You got to present, take a picture. You got to do all these things. Present yourself. And then proceed to make these people legal. Why not do that? Why not just do that?
They're offering a tithe is on Sunday morning. He said, you'll know they belong to me.
That's my whole point. Why not just march them down somewhere to send to places and have them sign up, have them become legal? The people who wouldn't show up, obviously would be people who knew that they couldn't say, and those would be the criminals, and those would be the people we would deport. But if you're willing to come down and have your fingerprints taken, have your picture taken, sign up, become legal, why can't we do that? Why we got to throw everybody out? And then we be getting that real money. They pay down our debt. How many people?
How they love. Ask your neighbor, do you?
Oh, they don't want to do that. They don't want to do that. Okay. They don't want to do that. We have good, regular people here. Deport. Why? Why, Patrick, clearly? Don't give me the bullshit about they came here illegal. Don't give me the bullshit about they should X, Y, and Z. Tell me why these people can't march down the Social Security office and then become legal. Yes, I am. Incredibly stupid. But see, you still ain't answered the fucking question. Retard Patrick. Retard zombie Patrick. Still ain't answered the question. See, I get disrespectful right along with your stupid ass.
Have any love in your heart. When you have love in your heart, it'll make you a loving, kind, compassionate, generous, thoughtful, empathetic person.
For nearly a decade now, Donald Trump has risen to the heights of politics by punching down on the poorest and most vulnerable people in our hemisphere. And the white Christian community, for the most part, has gone right along with him. But since the debate, it's like a line has been drawn in the sand. And Christian people who have refused to bow the knee to MAGA are standing up and saying no more. We're not going to stand by and let this billionaire bully beat up on our brothers and sisters, our fellow human beings who are made in the image of God, with this torrent of hateful lies. No, 21 million illegal immigrants have not come into the United States over the past 4 years, not even close. No, immigrants are not eating our pets or taking over villages with military-style weapons. No, illegal immigrants are not voting in our elections. What person would risk deportation to cast one vote? No, immigrants are not criminals, rapists, murderers, or mentally ill. They risk life and limb to come here for a better future. And they are much less likely to commit crimes than native-born Americans. And lastly, we were all immigrants once, Native American. So back off already.
I don't even know what you're talking about, American-made bitch-ass soldier. I don't even know what the fuck you're talking about. You'll use any excuse, any accountability is black folk kryptonite. What the fuck are you talking about? What the fuck are you talking about? It's more you motherfuckers that don't take accountability. You aren't taking accountability for why you don't want these people in this country. Why don't you just say it? Why don't you just say it, American-made soldier? Bitch ass.
And not only are we refuting the lies of Trump and MAGA, we're turning the tables on the Christian establishment who allowed this snake in the first place so they could achieve their political goals. Woe to you, scribes and Pharisees, hypocrites, for you strain out a gnat and swallow a camel. And sadly, this is nothing new, which is why I'm making...
You sound dumb, Patrick. You sound dumb as hell. Black folks losing jobs to illegals. You sound dumb as hell.
Making a document.
If y'all don't want to fucking do it, then why the fuck would we want to fucking do it? We ain't losing no jobs to nobody. That's wild.
documentary called The Sins of Our Fathers to show how the church has used religion to scapegoat oppressed and marginalized
Sure we don't work. Sure we don't.
people since.
But if your dumbass knew, it would only be 20% of us that don't work. No, I'm sorry. It's 20% of us that are poor. The other 80% of us black folk are not poor. And we don't live below the poverty line. 20% of us are poor. The other 80% of us are not. Only if you just did research. Bitch ass white boy.
Long before our inception as a nation. Now is the time for change. And no,
I got a job. I work 2 hours a day. I get paid for 8. I got a job. What the fuck?
no one is going to do it for us. We must continue our fight for justice, and we must pray for a new expression of Jesus' love, a true expression of Jesus' love for the very least in our midst.
Jesus Christ, some of y'all have zero self-awareness. So I recently...
Zero self-awareness. Just zero self-awareness. Look at the zombies in the chat. The zombies in the chat. Are you kidding me?
Recently posted a video about how Christians should be among the most vocal of the people standing against the cruelty that's happening to immigrants.
You sound crazy as hell, Wombat. You sound crazy as hell. Y'all see this shit right here? You see what this jackass wrote? Y'all making me laugh up in here. Just low IQ. What's your IQ, son? What's your IQ? What is your IQ?
Immigrants in America. Because as a child, Jesus was an undocumented, brown-skinned refugee escaping state violence. And this is what some of y'all had to say. So look, I just want to pause and zoom out and ask you guys something serious. Why is this the response? I didn't say anything controversial, extreme, or untrue. I just pointed out that the person at the very center of your faith wasn't white, wasn't Western, and wasn't powerful. He was brown. He was poor. He was fleeing persecution. And instead of sitting with that, instead of letting that open up empathy and reflection, some of y'all just ran straight to arguing technicalities. Was he a refugee by UN definition? Was it persecution or prophecy? But listen, with as much love as I can muster, all of that is just bullshit. Because none of it is actually about getting to the truth. It's about defending the idea that you don't have to care, that you don't have to act, that you don't have to speak up, that it's okay to look away from suffering as long as you can rationalize it. But let me quote the man himself, because Jesus saw right through that kind of legalism. In Matthew 23:23, Jesus says, yeah, you tithe your spices, but you ignore the weightier matters of the law, justice, mercy, and faithfulness. So if your version of your faith is keeping you from engaging your empathy, then you might be in for a shock when you come to the end of your life and you finally meet the person that you claim to follow. Because my guess is he's going to tell you something along the lines of what he said in Matthew 7:23. He said, many will come to me in that day and say, Lord, Lord, didn't we do all this stuff in your name? And he'll tell them plainly, go away from me, because I never knew you.
Look. Shut your mouth. Shut your mouth. I don't know. Some retard in the chat keep talking about checks. I have no idea what they're talking about. You want to talk? Your shit want to be read? Put it in super chat. If you don't put it in super chat, I don't understand. I don't understand Goofy. I don't understand Goofy. I don't understand Reject. I don't understand any of that.
I'm not going to pretend like I fully understand what's going on with all these ICE raids. But I do find it interesting that the last month or so I've been studying Jeremiah, and it's been opening my eyes a lot about how we're supposed to treat the foreigner. And I'm somebody that leans heavily to the right. But the more I study scripture, the more my immigration stance starts looking more liberal. Say what you want about liberals, but they're led with empathy and compassion. Now, sometimes that empathy, I believe, will lead them to enable someone.
This is the mentality we got right here, y'all. This is the mentality we got from the American-made bitch soldier. This is the mentality we got. This is y'all best. I bet you he a white boy. Got 400-year head start on every black person, on every immigrant, on everybody. And in the chat, calling me a name, but he winning. How the fuck you winning? Bitch ass soldier dude. How the fuck you winning? You broke, you poor. And you ain't got no motherfucking life because you over here. Shut your dumb ass up. All day, you toaster.
Into an unhealthy lifestyle or lack of accountability. But they do respond to situations like this with people with compassion, where Republicans and sometimes Christian conservatives come off as very cold and non-compassionate. And look, I don't understand how you fix the immigration problem, but I do know this: as a Christian, if you're responding to these situations and families being broken up with joy, you probably need to check your heart and see if that's the Holy Spirit leading you or a different spirit. We need to be praying that God gives us his eyes, and that the things that break his heart are what breaks our heart, and set our biases to the side.
We don't talk about the sheer irony of calling yourself a Christian and a Jesus lover, but being a Trump supporter and hating immigrants. And I really do think that it's funny when it comes to immigration, you guys are always like, oh, but they're committing a crime, they're breaking the law. Did Jesus not break Roman law, and that's why he was crucified? So who do you follow? Do you follow our government or you follow Jesus? Like, whose word is more important to you? Because if it's Jesus, you need to open up the Bible and read scripture. How does it not register in your mind that you are literally not acting like Jesus? You are not acting how Jesus would want you to act, yet you are claiming that you're a lover of Jesus, but you're hateful. Saying that you're a lover of Jesus, but if Jesus was here in real time and you met him, you would hate him.
Bro, Trump has every right to deport all of these immigrants, bro. Like, Jesus would have wanted it too. Get out.
Jesus would have wanted it too. That's wild to me. You notice how Christians talk about love but don't practice it, right? They talk about grace but don't extend it. Talk about peace but vote for chaos. Vote for this bullshit we got in the White House. Talk about protecting life, but show no interest in protecting the lives of those that are already here. Always talking about protect the babies in the womb, the babies that ain't even developed yet, but don't give a damn about the poor people that's already here. Don't give a damn. Disappointed because they already know Jesus' teachings. They know Jesus' teaching. But Christians today love what they do. They love themselves. We feel betrayed. Yeah, babies are innocent. We feel betrayed. Millions of people from all backgrounds watch Donald Trump's cruelty to all these people. Cruelty unfold. Wow. The only way cruel and evil men succeed is that nice men stand by and watch this shit happen. Nice men stand by and watch this kind of shit happen. But you know what? Some of us got to call out. But let's listen to this. He said,
What is wrong with you? So you think I'm in support of ripping families apart, caging children, and deporting those who are seeking refuge?
Yup.
Lord, they're infesting our country. They need to be here legally. They're all just sneaking in. Do you not understand that I was a refugee too? I was an immigrant too. When I said I came as a stranger and you welcomed me, do you think I meant that because I showed you papers? But Lord, Trump told us that they need to have papers, and you told us that we need to obey governing authority. Obey the government if it's in line with my Father's will. If it's in line with scripture. If it's unjust, don't listen to it. Are you listening to Trump over my Father? Are you putting Trump as an idol? So you don't want us to listen to Trump? I want you to listen to me. To me. Do you really think that if I was on earth today, I would be deporting all of these families? I would be ripping apart all of these families? Think about that. Think about that. Really think about that. I want you to listen to the government if it aligns with my will, and if it doesn't, have no part of it. If the government is telling you to murder, do you think I would allow that? If the government is telling you to live in a sexual lifestyle, do you think I would allow that? If the government tells you to hate, do you think I would allow that? The greatest commandment is to love, and none of this is love. Explain to me how this is love. Explain to me how deporting families is love. We need to actually read the scriptures.
You need to actually read the scriptures. Actually. You deserve to get called out. You Christians deserve to get called out. Because you always have this hypocrisy going. Always have this hypocrisy going. Jesus would be disappointed. You would get called out. He would remind you about your faith and compassion. Everybody has empathy. I don't even understand what the hell going on with y'all, half of y'all. I don't even understand. You just don't practice the right things. You just don't practice the compassion that you say you got. You just don't practice it. But see, that's why I don't fall into the category of dealing with Christians, because none of them are real. I can't believe a thing you Christians say, because you lie all the time. You lie to suit yourself. Donald Trump lies to suit himself. Now, this is something I found today. This was wild. I found this today, that somebody actually went on Fox News, fake news, and told the truth. Finally, somebody went on Fox News and told the truth about Donald Trump and his freaking economy. Finally, somebody went on Fox News.
Trump is expected to kick off a coast-to-coast tour on his economic agenda, an effort to sell his affordability message ahead of the 2026 midterms. His first stop, battleground state, Pennsylvania. So what do voters need to hear? Stockbroker Peter Schiff is the host of the Peter Schiff Show and joins us now. Good morning, Peter. Thank you for joining us. Here comes the tour. This first stop will be at a casino in northeastern Pennsylvania. Years long, he's taking Trumponomics on the road, and it comes as we're learning from Axios reporting that Minority Leader Hakeem Jeffries and Senate Minority Leader Chuck Schumer are going all in on their affordability message. What's your take?
Well, unfortunately, Trumponomics has too much in common with Bidenomics. The biggest problem is the runaway government spending that is continuing under this administration. So we're going to have bigger deficits that the Fed is now going to be funding with rate cuts, and I think a return to quantitative easing. And all that means is that life is going to get a lot more unaffordable under Trump than it was under Biden.
But President Trump will be honing in on this tour about his fact that gas prices are lower, the billions of dollars of investment in energy and AI sectors, just a litany of things that he'll do. Will it resound with Americans?
Yeah, well, gas prices may be a little lower for now. I don't think they're going to stay this low much longer, but most other prices are higher. Yes, they're not rising at 9% a year yet, but they're continuing to rise. And so if people could afford things before Trump was elected, those things are more expensive now. And I think that the inflation rate is going to accelerate, as Trump's term progresses, and, the policies continue to impact prices.
So he's saying, that he knows the truth, that Trump's policies is killing the economy. That's what he's saying. He's saying the Trump policies are killing the economy.
Peter, perhaps a silver lining all of this is that wages are growing. In fact, wages are outpacing the rise of home prices. It's caused the real estate firm Redfin to make a big prediction. They say in their headline, welcome to...
Oh, no. Don't be mad. This is the Fox News people talking. They brought their guest on, and they guest told the truth about Trump's economic plan. They guest is telling the truth. Don't be mad at Fox News. Fox News is telling the truth.
To the great housing reset. You see it here. Now, in it, they predict that for millennials and Gen Z, they will move back home, get roommates, or buy houses with friends, plan smaller families, postpone children, renovate to make multi-generation homes. And we see within this also a Harvard survey of young Americans where 57% of the country says that things are headed in the wrong direction for them, which is up.
Of course things are heading in the wrong direction. Of course they are. We already said that. This is just Fox News is saying it just right out. Fox News, who's the propaganda arm of the White House, who's the propaganda arm of Donald Trump, is saying right out, president is trash. His economic policies are trash. This is the truth. Don't be mad. Don't be mad at nobody. This y'all show.
From 6% last year. Is this, Redfin?
This y'all people. This y'all people right here. Y'all see that? Wait a minute, hold on. Don't y'all see that? Y'all see that, right? The wrong track is yellow and the right track is blue. Y'all see that line? Top line is the wrong track and the bottom line is the right track. Y'all see that line? This y'all boy. This y'all show.
And report about this great housing reset. What do you make of it?
Well, first of all, housing unaffordability.
Oh shit.
Backfired like everything the government does, and it has driven home prices higher. So the only solution to the affordability problem is for the government to get out of the way and to let home prices come down, which they will do. In fact, I think nationwide home prices could drop 20, 30% or more, and that would, restore some affordability. But problem is that would create another financial crisis because now you'd have a lot of people defaulting on their mortgages because they no longer had home equity. But this is a problem created by the government, by the Fed, by Fannie and Freddie, by all of our housing policy, which has artificially inflated a bubble in real estate. And everything that the Trump administration is talking about is trying to funnel more credit to make it easier for people who can't afford to overpay for home with more debt.
Exactly. Peter, we've got to leave it there, but hopefully that things will get better for Gen Z to purchase those homes. Peter Schiff, host of the Peter Schiff Show. Thank you. Have a great Saturday.
Thank you. And unfortunately, it's not going to get better for a long time.
Not going to get better for a long time. Not going to get better for a long time. Not going to get better for a long time. What else you say, sir?
Well, I hope you're wrong, but we'll see where it all goes. Thanks, Peter.
Not going to get better for a long time. And this is what the president said after he heard what the man said. What the man say? What the man say? Here it is. Hold on. Let me put it up there. Let me put it up there. Let me put that up there. Do I got it? Let me see. Here's True Social. Let me put that up there. Okay. What did he say? I know I got a tab. I know I got a tab somewhere. Oh, okay. Hold on. It's a window. Here it is, right here. Here it is. Here's the window. Here it is, right here. The True Social post. After Donald Trump saw that man on the news, Donald Trump wrote this. What did he say? Why would Fox and Friends weekend of all things put on a stockbroker named Peter Schiff, a Trump-hating loser who has already proven to be wrong? Either the show made a mistake or it is heading in a different direction. Every time somebody tells the truth about Trumponomics, every time somebody tells the truth about the shitty economy that this president has forced upon us, every time somebody tells the truth about why we're in the trouble that we're in, this president tries to downplay it, insult the person, say he ain't telling the truth, it's a Democratic hoax or something crazy like that. Or better still, say Biden did it, Patrick, Biden did it, Biden did it, Biden did it. No, Donald Trump, you broke your foot. Biden did it, Biden did it, Biden did it. Oh, Donald Trump, oh, the engine in your plane stopped. Biden did it, Biden did it, Biden did it. Oh, the economy is all wrong, sir. The Epstein files is something is wrong. Biden did it, Biden did it. That's all y'all got is Biden did it. He said either the show made a mistake or it is heading in a different direction. He thinks prices are going up when in fact they are coming substantially down. We already know that's a lie. But only goofy goofies in the chat would believe that shit. Only goofy goofies. Gasoline hit $1.99 a gallon yesterday in certain states and is down big since Biden. But the president has nothing to do with gas prices. So why do you keep mentioning gas prices? He has nothing to do with gas prices. That's a lie, Patrick. See, that's how I know you old and you see now. Because ain't no inflation been no 15% nowhere. Nowhere. Okay, gasoline hit $1.99 a gallon yesterday in certain states and is down big since Biden. Other prices are also down. No, they're not. They're up higher. Biden caused the affordability crisis. I'm fixing it along with everything else. Much of it, like the border, is already fixed. That's a lie. Of course it's a lie. Of course it's a lie. But goofies in the chat are going to believe the lies. Okay, check out the booker who put this jerk on. Check out the booker who put this jerk on. Anytime somebody says something negative about your fake, criminally minded president, it's always something wrong. It's always something wrong. Yeah, the president got a lot of useful idiots in the chat. A lot of useful idiots in the chat. See, I would never insult you, right? Unless you didn't insult me first. But since you like to insult me, I'm going to insult you because I don't have no problem insulting you. Not one bit. Specifically when you insult me, right? I don't have no problem doing that whatsoever. Okay. Now, we're talking about, wait a minute, I'm talking about next, what is it? The, what is that? The press conference? The Republican press conference? They're talking about they're not going to approve of the, what is it? They're not going to approve of the medical, what is it? They're not going to approve of the medical that they want to pass. So we knew it was a lie. We knew that the Republicans were lying, right? So we knew that because they were going to lie about it. So we knew that. And then that's why we didn't want Schumer to stop, because we knew that the Republicans never kept their word. They always lied. They never were going to do anything about Medicaid, Medicare. They were going to let people starve. They were going to let people get kicked off of Medicaid and Medicare and ACA.
Time has run out. Democrats have been pressing our Republican colleagues for months to deal with the healthcare crisis that they have created.
Right.
And in a matter of just a few weeks, tens of millions of Americans who live in every single state across this country are about.
What does illegal aliens have to do with us being the richest country in the world and being able to afford medical? What does that have to do with anything to do with Biden or Harris? What does those illegal immigrants have to do with anything? Y'all wild, and you zombies.
To experience dramatically increased healthcare costs. In some instances, premiums are going to increase by $1,000 or $2,000 per month. How is that acceptable in the United States of America, the wealthiest country in the history of the world? That because of congressional inaction, people are going to go bankrupt medically, or will be unable to see a doctor when they need one, when their families need one, or when their children need one. House Democrats are going to continue to press our case. 214 Democrats, every single House Democrat, supports legislation to extend the Affordable Care Act tax credits and has signed a discharge petition to force an up or down vote. All we need are 4 House Republicans, just 4. There are 219. All we need are 4 to join us. Keep your word to the American people that you are not going to let the Affordable Care Act tax credits expire. Questions?
What are you hoping to get sort of information from this daily briefing? What do you hope to share? And just follow up to that, there's a provision.
They are going to default on the tax credits. And this is going to be catastrophic for the Republicans. It's already catastrophic for them, but it's really, really going to be catastrophic because they're going to back out of these ACAs. And once they back out of these ACAs, people, it's too many eyes on them. That's the problem. It's too many eyes on them. The American Democrats are saying we need to get these ACA. I don't understand what the fuck is wrong with y'all. I don't understand what the fuck is wrong with half of y'all when you say free shit, but they give money to Argentina. They give money to Israel. They give money to Egypt. I don't understand what the fuck is wrong with you all that you can't see. Why would we give our money away to other countries when we can afford it? We need to keep that money home. But then you tell us we can't afford Obamacare. You can't afford to fix it. You can't fix it. You can't come up with none to replace it. You can't come up with nothing to change it. You can't do jack shit.
Into the NDA.
What the fuck is wrong with y'all? I don't understand. America first, then fucking bring our money back here and then get these people their ACA. Figure out how to fix Obamacare. Shut the fuck up about how bad it is. Fix it. I have a job, retard. Didn't you hear me earlier?
That restricts some of the Pentagon travel budget if the video of that double tap strike is not released. Do you think that is an appropriate leverage point to try to force the hand of the secretary?
The full video of the double tap strike should be released to the American people so that the American people have an opportunity to determine for themselves whether that strike killing people who was shipwrecked and by all accounts were not presenting any threat to American military personnel, whether that kind of seemingly extrajudicial killing is consistent with American values. If Pete Hegseth and the administration think that their actions are justified,
Why King shit? Why don't the Democrats want to talk about the Epstein files anymore? We don't give a shit who in the Epstein files. We Democrats don't give a shit. It's you goofy MAGAs that give a shit that your goofy president is in the files. Y'all give a shit about your goofy ass fraudulent. Let me stop. Y'all give a shit about your criminally minded president being in the files. We don't care. Expose all of them. We don't care. Y'all care.
what are they hiding from the American people? Release the video.
Thanks, Senator Jeffries. Outside of healthcare, what would Democrats do differently from Republicans in an effort to lower prices?
Well, here's what we should do. We need to get rid of the Trump tariffs. And we cannot be confident that the Supreme Court will actually follow the law, because rarely during the Trump presidency have they done that.
Shut your ass up.
Instead, they've just bent the knee to Donald Trump and his extreme agenda over and over and over again, notwithstanding the fact that lower courts and judges appointed by Democratic and Republican presidents have consistently tried to rein in Donald Trump's extremism, only to have the Supreme Court reverse course, as they just did in supporting a racially gerrymandered map in Texas. So what House Democrats will do immediately to try to drive down costs is to eradicate the Trump tariffs as they've currently been put into place. Why? Because everybody knows the Trump tariffs have increased costs on everyday Americans by thousands of dollars a year on grocery items and on goods that are needed to live a comfortable, quality life in America. So we can start there as it relates to dealing with the high cost of living in the United States of America. The other thing that House Democrats are committed to do is driving down housing costs. There's not a single thing that House Republicans or Senate Republicans or Donald Trump and his administration have done to address the housing crisis in the United States of America. We're almost at the end of the year. And the most significant expense that the American people have to deal with on a month-to-month basis is their housing costs, either their mortgage, home insurance, or their rent. and Donald Trump can't see fit to do a thing about it? House Republicans have done nothing to lower housing costs?
Nothing.
When the overwhelming majority of the American people know that housing costs are out of control in this country?
Yep.
And Donald Trump, the so-called builder, the so-called developer, nothing from him to actually make housing more affordable in the United States of America?
Pat Yeager, if you think the Democrats are desperate, you're goofy as hell. Y'all live in an alternate universe if you think there's a problem with the Democrats.
So there are a lot of things that can be done better, but Republicans don't have the will to do it. That's the problem. They just don't have the will to do it because they'd rather reward their billionaire donors with massive tax breaks, just like what they did in the One Big Ugly Bill.
Yes, just like they did. Oh, yeah, I forgot. Somebody put in the chat what the Big Beautiful Bill gave to people between 30,000 and 150K. Somebody put that in the chat. I would love to know what that Big Beautiful Bill did for you people making 30,000 to 150,000. I'd really like to know.
Leader Jeffries.
Michael.
I want to ask about the AI commission that you announced this morning. Over the last couple of years,
You sound goofy as hell, K Handyman. Like you think Republicans ain't dirty? You honestly, this goofy thinks Republicans ain't dirty? Democrats steal all our money. How the fuck do you think the money got out of the door with Doge? Who gave Doge permission to get all of those bonuses that they got? Goofy.
there have been several bipartisan task forces. There have been reports on AI. I'm curious first, what makes this?
And you ain't never gonna see no tax break either, KO Handyman. You never do. Show me a tax break.
Than the other previous commissions, task forces, reports on AI, and also, I spoke to a few, experts and scholars and academics about AI, and some of them are concerned that AI is going to follow the same road as social media, that Congress is still grappling with trying to figure out how to regulate social media 15, 20 years down the road and have yet to do so meaningfully.
Why don't you explain why your president sells pardons? Why don't you explain how your president sells pardons? Somebody explain how the president sells pardons. And then once he sold one, the person turned their back on him and then double-crossed them. Please explain how your president sells pardons.
Years into AI.
Pardons for sale. That's why your president is corrupt, because he sells pardon. He has pardons for sale. That's why he's corrupt. Pardons for sale.
And there hasn't been any meaningful legislation passed into law. Do you share that concern? Is there a sense of urgency in Congress on the House Democratic side to actually get some legislation passed into law?
Sure he did. He sure did. Now look at where we at. Now look at where we at. Running towards the ditch and nobody to stop us. And nobody to stop us from hitting the ditch. Nobody. Because you Republicans don't stand for shit. You just let this president do whatever he wants to do.
Beyond these reports and task forces and commissions?
Well, artificial intelligence is a transformative technology that has the potential for
No, don't get mad. Don't get mad. Your president sells pardons. Your president is corrupt. He sells pardons. Your president is trash. He sells pardons.
much incredible good, particularly as it relates to medical breakthroughs and providing high quality academic and educational excellence to people who.
Wait a minute. Are you serious about an auto pen? Your president used auto pen all his last fucking term and half the term this term. You shouldn't even be mentioning any kind of auto pen. You shouldn't mention no auto pens.
Who live in communities that have historically
Ain't that right, Pat? Ain't that right? Optical antenna. He's selling shoes, watches, Bibles. You got Goofy. Some Goofies bought it in the chat. Some of you Goofies bought it in the chat. Patrick probably one of them people that bought the shoes, the Bible, and the watches. Goofy Patrick. You probably bought some of that shit too. That's from your scammer president. That's from your scammer president.
Been under-resourced for decades. We want to make sure that America can continue to lead in the growth and development.
Yeah, where's that Doge money? Wasn't we supposed to be getting $5 grand from the Doge money? Wasn't we supposed to get $5 grand? Where our money at?
Of artificial intelligence related to our companies, as opposed to the Chinese being able to dominate this space. But at the same period of time, of course, it's important to figure out what are the appropriate policies that can be put into place by the Congress to make sure that there's a uniform set of standards across the country and that prevent bad actors from entering into the AI space and enabling them to do harm to the American people, something that no one should want to see. And so the House Democratic Commission on Artificial Intelligence and the Innovation Economy is going to engage in a thoughtful exploration so we can develop a set of policies in consultation with stakeholders all across the country, including experts within the industry space, because House Republicans have decided to abdicate their responsibility. We had a bipartisan task force that produced a very forward-looking report at the end of the last Congress. But Mike Johnson has decided to do nothing to actually re-engage. And so time is up. The year has ended. There's no interest from the other side of the aisle in actually doing something meaningful in this space, engaging meaningfully with experts and academics and stakeholders all across the country so we can do something thoughtful. And that's why we've decided to launch this commission, led, of course, by Ted Lieu, Josh Gottheimer, Valerie Foushee, and of course, as ex officio members, Zoe Lofgren and Frank Pallone.
Mr. Leader.
Thanks. You.
One of the most outspoken members of your caucus.
But with that voice, I hope you have a very thoughtful question.
Yes, very thoughtful. One of the most outspoken members of your caucus, Jasmine Crockett, announced a run for Senate on Monday. I'm curious what you think of that.
I haven't talked to Jasmine this week when she made the final decision to move forward, but she's an incredibly talented individual, a hard worker, and a fighter. She's going to be a very formidable candidate. Thanks. Second row.
Another question on AI, actually. President Trump has indicated that this week he's going to sign an executive order to sort of restrict states' abilities to regulate AI. Republicans in Congress tried to do a version of this over the summer with the reconciliation bill. The NDA recently was talked about. I'm curious, just broadly, what you think of that idea. Do you think it's appropriate to try to preempt state-level AI laws in the absence of a more comprehensive federal framework?
Well, the Donald Trump my way or the highway approach on all the things, including artificial intelligence, is not in the best interest of the American people. And it's not even clear that he's got the lawful authority to do it. And of course, that's been the case over and over and over again. But Republicans bend the knee to Donald Trump. They just function in a cult-like fashion. And so as a result, what we've seen is Congress, in so many different areas, has advocated its responsibility to actually serve as a separate and co-equal branch of government.
Awesome. And then talk to us about 2026 in the sense of what you would like to see from the Trump administration. A lot of people have a lot of thoughts about what's going on right now, and they want to see more of something or or are you happy with the way things are right now?
I'm happy with the way things are going. I also spent some time up in Canada, so I'd like to see, honestly, something dealt with Canada. I mean, it's kind of, Canada itself, honestly, is kind of gone off the rails a little bit, like with the Liberals and stuff like that, and even in the Trudeau administration. Now that Carney's in here, he's kind of like, and like I said, I get to see both worlds. Up there, it's just complete mayhem, to be all honest. I'd like to see a deal a little bit, but, I know Mr. Trump's going to pull through for us.
What industry are you in?
I do work for Cintas, so back in the textiles and uniforms and stuff like that. So, and then I come back down this way and do some tree work and stuff.
Well, your stuff. I mean, saying Carney, of course, the prime minister. I thought he was going to say the Trudeau administration and say that's it. No, he's not in office. He's out there dating who? Katy Perry, whoever these days.
Yes, he is.
Woohoo! All right. Anyway,
this is the speech that Donald Trump is making, going to make in Canada, made in Canada. Wait a minute, where was this? It's in Pennsylvania. Yeah, the speech he's going to make in Pennsylvania. This is the people outside the rally that he's about to make.
Anyway, let's move on. Nice to meet you, man.
Hey, nice to meet you. Have a great day.
You too. You too. Thanks, guys.
Thank you so much.
All right, he said stay warm A. So he's definitely got a Canadian flow there. What's going on, everybody? How's everybody doing? Good to see you. What is this jacket? What is this all about?
Rise Up Kings. Let's go. It's a man organization it's for men in Dallas, Texas, and it's a group of men that just are looking out for marriages, looking out for young men. There's 4 pillars. The one is faith, family, finances, and fitness. And we get some of those right, guys. Guys, if we get those 4 pillars in life right, we got a lot going for ourselves. And we break down in one of them, we still got 3 going on. We're still going to be okay. Make a difference.
And that's exactly what we talk about a lot at the network.
I forgot to let you we had this content every day. Please hit the like, share, and subscribe button. Hit the like, share, and subscribe.
God, family, country, freedom, common sense, truth, justice, and the American way. Those things right there. Isn't that what we need in this country all the time?
So good. Absolutely. Yep. Keep it up, guys. Thanks for what you do.
Thank you. So it's cool to
biased reporter much? Leading reporter much?
See, with people with faith, obviously.
You're not supposed to be the story. You're supposed to be making the story, not be the story.
All right, so I'm not even going to ask you a question. What would you like to say to the people watching at Right Side?
I just think that we've got to figure out how to bring the country together. I think we've got to start looking at people like they're human beings instead of race and color and religion, and that's when the country starts to heal. I think that that
would be amazing. That would be amazing. But you got retards that are immature. Can't do it. All they see is color when they look at somebody. You just can't do it.
As an independent leading Republican, because I don't trust anything the message that the Democrats have to say today, is that we got to start looking at everyone as America first. Either you're American or you're not. You have the traditions of the United States of America or you don't. I've got a very large...
Oh, and shit, I thought he was just saying the right thing until he opened his mouth a little bit more. Fuck.
Platform. We got over 1 million followers on TikTok right now. Well, between TikTok, Facebook, and Instagram at the Midnight 123. We work every single day for this president, working everything.
Damn, he got some big shoulders. What's going on?
Very hard for humanity. Humanity always over politics. But we've got a socialist regime coming knocking on our doors, and they're calling the Democrats and Republicans both their enemy. So socialism against the Democrats and Republicans, which what they're saying is that the true enemy is Americans. And that's where we're at right now. We've got to make sure that every patriot stands up because the president can't do everything by himself. And I feel like we've all been a little complacent since he's been there. So, and I think we have to do, we're there and we will rise. But everyone's got to start, getting to work now before our country's taking over.
Exactly. I mean, that's perfectly said. And then I like your hat, by the way. We the people. That's what it's about. Is we the people, government of, by, and for the people. Here's the thing, though. A lot of people are saying things like, how about this? Agree or disagree? How about that? Are they saying we want to see more prosecutions? Yes or no when it comes to the deep state?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
What the fuck is he talking about? What deep state? Trump is the deep state. That's what the goofy Y'all don't get it. Y'all don't get it. Trump is the deep state. He's a part of the deep state. Don't you think he was getting the kickbacks just like fucking Elon Musk? Don't you think he was getting the contracts like Elon Musk? Jesus. He is a deep state. He just conned the rest of y'all.
You know, I want to see Tim Walz get indicted. I want to see Ilhan Omar get indicted. I think there's corruption and collusion, huge corruption and collusion coming out of California with the governor over there, Gavin Newsom.
All of the Democrats get indicted. All of this. And why is it that you want to see them get indicted, but it never happens? Why is it that you say you want to get them indicted, but it never happens? Because Donald Trump is a part of the deep state, and it's never going to work. He's never going to get any of them. Just crazy that people don't even get that.
Newsom, you know, these people have to be held accountable. And the only thing I can think of is that
nobody's doing anything, dummy, with the hat. Nobody. The Biden and the freaking Trump ain't doing nothing. He ain't doing nothing. I don't know why y'all keep talking about corruption and getting arrested and all this garbage. They ain't doing nothing. Trump ain't doing nothing. He ain't going after Obama. He ain't going after Biden. He ain't going after nobody because he's a part of the fucking deep state, just like everybody else. Why you think he ain't put America first? Why you think he ain't put America first? Just goofy.
Maybe possibly when these indictments don't happen is because they've got information that can be beneficial to the United States of America. And just like in any other court system, you know.
This shit is wild. And it's a person actually saying it. There's a person actually saying that they want the people to be arrested. Why y'all don't know that Trump has been the president 4 years before? He's been a president for the past year, and he ain't got nobody arrested. He ain't got nobody in trouble. He ain't got no Obama. Y'all got all of this smoke for Obama. You got all of this proof on Hunter Biden. You got all this proof on Biden is corrupt. And I bet you $1,000 right now. Now one of these people gonna get arrested.
You know, you'll get a lesser of a sentence if you come here with information. But these people are very, very bad people, and they're bringing hate and a lot of anger towards certain communities as they're filling their pockets with a lot of money. I think Ilhan Omar is worth about $30 million today in 4 years. We want to know why. Where did the money come from? How'd you get it? And to the Somali community, there's.
Why y'all worried about them? Worry about your damn president. Worry about there's idiots that he hired in his damn cabinet. Worry about them being arrested. Don't worry about President Biden. Don't worry about Obama. They ain't finna get arrested because Trump is a part of the deep state, and only goofy people don't understand that. We understand he's just as corrupt as everybody else. This is the one thing we do understand. Us Democrats do understand that Donald Trump is just as corrupt as anybody else. Just wild.
So listen, there's good people in all communities, right? And these people, there's gonna be a lot of fall guys for what the corruption and collusion that Ilhan Omar that's committed.
Let's talk about a couple other issues. I saw.
Wait a minute. I just want to find out what did Elon do? What? He's saying she's corrupt. No proof. Marjorie Taylor Greene is corrupt. No proof. No proof. Do y'all understand how wild that shit sounds? Do y'all understand how wild that shit actually sounds?
Some people nodding their heads when I asked them that question about, you know, let's just be honest.
And we found out that Trump blew Bill Clinton. Y'all know how wild that sounds. Yes, this is HQ.
About it. If somebody broke the law and there's evidence and receipts, that they should be held accountable, especially if it has to do with saving our country, right?
Look at Goofy. Look what Goofy put in the chat. Douglas Carter. Trump is not corrupt. He's a Christian. Quit hating. I'm done. I'm dead, Joe. Sometimes y'all head be way up the ass. Sometimes y'all head be too far up the ass. I ain't even gonna, I can't even deal with that. He just said Trump is not corrupt. Quit hating. And he's a Christian. Hey, Douglas Carter. Show me the picture that shows Trump going into a church. Any Sunday that you want to give me, any Sunday, I want to see a picture of Trump going into church. Any Sunday. I'll wait.
100%. Everybody needs to be held accountable for what they've done. You know, one thing about the Republican Party is that we take responsibility for ourselves, and we hold ourselves accountable. We do something stupid, we get caught. We said, you know what, it's our bad. You know, and we'll do the time. From the other side of the Democratic Party, you know, a lot of finger pointing, a lot of things like.
Oh my God, he's still going on. This is a person that has derangement. What is it? Derangement. Democrat syndrome. This is wild. They ain't prosecuting her, are they? They can't prosecute her because it ain't no fraud. Just dumb.
Like that. A lot of saying, you know, hey, it's their fault, never, they don't take accountability.
Yeah, the
and
truth does
it's everybody else's fault, but
the
but
president
theirs.
is trash.
Exactly. Let's talk about securing our elections. Voter ID, paper ballots, same day voting. Is that another thing that we, the people
do it all the time? People do it all the time.
want to see?
Absolutely. If you can't identify the person who's coming to vote, with the only.
No, only if you white can you get away with that shit. Otherwise, if you were only black and could get away with that shit, they wouldn't have found 4 other senators that committed fraud on their applications. But you see, he didn't go after them Republicans who had fraud for mortgage fraud. You see, he didn't go after them mortgage fraud. Patrick, goofy. Go look it up.
Only country that does not require whether a driver's license, a passport. We don't require anything. You could just show up and have any fictitious name or whatever it is with all the corruption that's going on, and you could just vote for whoever you want. And matter of fact, you can keep going to every district and just keep voting.
That's the whole point, Patrick. They can't prove that she did. She didn't check the boxes. The mortgage person checked the boxes. The dad told him the lie. She didn't tell him the lie. That's why they can't prosecute her. Goofy.
Voting, you can vote 6 times, 7 times, 10 times. The level of corruption is disgusting.
So we're talking very serious stuff. Let's pause real quick. Take a look at this guy's shoes, please. Wow, man. I've been to a lot of events and I've not seen somebody sport them.
Thank you.
Wait a minute, we got to
also, where are you from, by the way?
I live in New York City. I'm from Long Island raised.
Yeah, and you're one of those goofy MAGA people that lost their mind, actually. No, you ain't lose your mind. You're just a toaster.
Your thoughts about, ready? Zohran Mamdani.
Zohran Mamdani is very dangerous. He's a very, very dangerous man.
Of course he's a dangerous man. He's a Muslim. Oh my goodness. Yeah, he got some nice shoes on. Them some nice shoes.
And, there's a thing called tahira, and basically they can lie in the name of Islam. And there's a lot of peaceful people from the faith of Islam, but we're dealing with very, very bad people that have been led into this country by the Joe Biden and Kamala Harris administration, whether they come from Afghanistan, Syria, Iraq, Iran, all over the Middle East. And they're here for one reason only, which we call them the jihad Muslim terrorists, to take over our country. And that is the number one concern that all.
Let me explain something to you, Wet Love. Let me explain something to you. The party that cares about our veterans, the elderly, the handicapped, the poor, the party that cares about those things, which is what I care about, is the party that I support. Republicans don't stand for anything related to that. So therefore, they're not my party. It's as simple as that. They don't share my values. They don't care about the poor, the elderly, the handicapped, or the veterans. They don't. The Democrats care about them more than they do. So therefore, I am a Democrat. So hopefully I don't have to explain to anybody else that your party's trash.
as Americans we should have is these terrorists that are here. Absolutely, 100%.
I mean, other concerns would be other isms: globalism, deep statism, communism,
Sorry,
socialism,
grown. Sorry,
all those kind of.
sorry, grown and showered. Sorry, there's no proof. Your president your president passed a big beautiful bill and it didn't have anything there in it to do with poor, indigent, handicapped, or anybody else. I'm sorry, just ain't happening.
Things. Let's keep going. Might as well. It's kind of like we're at a casino. When it's hot, you got to keep going. And I don't even gamble. But anyway, let's go with some more. What about full transparency from our government, and then also freedom?
Have you all seen your Republican Party? Have y'all seen that y'all Republican Party just cut off all Medicaid for the poor? Do y'all see that y'all Republican Party just said they ain't funding the ACA? Do y'all Republican Party, y'all don't see y'all Republican Party? How the hell is it that you gonna cut veterans benefits, Medicaid, Medicare, not fund the ACA? How you call yourself caring about the elderly, the handicapped, the poor, and the veteran? How you gonna cut them things off and care about those four things I just told you about? Because you can't.
Freedom of speech, the protection of our constitutional rights.
Sure I am, Buster Dime. Sure I am, Goofy. Sure I am, Goofy. You're a zombie.
And the right to bear arms, because we see in Ireland and we see in England a lot of that not happening anymore, especially the freedom of speech.
Yeah, just in the United Kingdom alone, I've got about 150,000 followers that follow me out of there. And these.
No, I need Buster. I need the Goofy right here. I need the Goofy right here who called me the CUNT word, the Goofy. I need the Goofy to put in the chat what the fuck you Republicans care about that shows us that you care about the elderly, the handicapped, and the veteran. I need the Goofy in the chat, this one right here, to put something in the chat that says the Republicans care about veterans, poor people, elderly, and handicapped. What in the big beautiful bill was about the elderly, the poor, the handicapped, or the veteran? What? Put it in the goddamn chat. Somebody put it in the goddamn chat that supports, okay, those four things. Not one. They cut Medicaid for the veterans. They cut Medicare for the elderly. They cut food for the poor. They cut disabled services, the whole department for disabled services. What part of they're trying to get people that need help off of that help that don't you get? I already got a job, dumb, busted ass, bot gaming idiot. I already got a job. I got one of them good jobs that where I only work 2 hours a day, but I get paid for 8. I have one of those jobs. Shut your ass up.
Stories that are coming out of the UK, London, and Scotland and Ireland is that people are getting arrested just for tweets, Facebook posts, Instagram reels.
Yeah, that's your president doing that. That's your president doing that. Yes,
if there's something that they can,
and I'm gonna sit on my narrow bony ass all day. Surprise. What are you, a little white boy that's mad? Are you mad, little white boy? Are you mad?
That is against their country and violating the freedom of speech. They are being arrested up to 2, 3, 4, 5 years. And that's something that we have to protect here. Our freedom of speech, there's nobody else in this world. If the United States of America falls, the rest of the world is done. As far as I will, we are the gatekeeper for peace and prosperity.
So y'all need to get control of your president and tell him to get them tariffs up off those people because it's some dumb shit. Let's check and see if Donald Trump is speaking. Let's see. Is he coming out or not? God damn it, Donald Trump. Where the hell are you?
For the rest of the world. So, and then that's what we're fighting right now.
Please welcome Secretary of Energy, Chris Wright.
Oh, shit.
All right. So there you go. So we're talking to some patriots here. It was awesome to talk to that one guy from New York, that Midnight 123 guy, man. Again, if someone's going to keep spitting the truth, you just let them keep talking. And again, that's something that you.
That's the thing. That's the thing. He's not a real reporter. He's a content creator. This guy is a content creator. He's not a reporter. So, did I know Biden is responsible for the mass incarceration? I'm 60 years old, wet love. I think I would know that better than you. So what does that have to do with anything? I'm confused about what I just told you about what I care about. I'm confused as to why you're asking me about this shit. Y'all see this shit? Distractions. That's all it is. Bitch, destroying the... If you want to talk to me and you want me to read your chat, put it in the super chat. That's all. I'm not going to read this shit no more. Yeah, the
You don't
reporter
see when it comes to mainstream media. They're all like, oh, we're just going to play TV. Oh, there's only time for a 30-second soundbite or a 5-minute video of that. Nah, not with Right Side Broadcast.
That's amazing, G-Dog. That's amazing. And I'm upset because they do. It's this many zombies that come to my chat all the time. It's this many zombies that come to my chat all the time. This many. See, I know I'm on the right side. You know how I know I'm on the right side? Is because Donald Trump's approval rating is 34%. That's how I know I'm on the right side. Because the world is rejecting your degenerate, criminally minded president. That's how I know I'm on the right side. Because his approval rating is 34%.
Network, not with conservative media. Times have changed. The media landscape has changed. It's the people that tell the truth versus the people that want to lie to you. It's facts, right? Let's go to this guy and see what he was just saying to that. What did you just say to what I just said?
I said, amen. Let's get the truth out.
Yeah, amen.
With boldness, guys. Yes.
That's exactly what,
Yes,
the late great Charlie Kirk was all about. Was that
Let's get the truth out. We need to know what the economy is really doing. We need to see those job reports that Donald Trump is hiding. We need to see the job reports that Donald Trump is hiding. We need to get the truth out. Let's get the truth out. Let's do it. Let's get the truth out. Yes, yes, yes.
boldness for God, family, country?
Trump's approval rating is 35%. 35%. His approval rating is 35%. Why do you think there's a blue wave coming? Why do you goofies think it's a blue wave coming? Because Republicans are being rejected and they stand for nothing. And we need people who stand up for the American people first. We need people who believe in putting America first, not Ukraine first, not Argentina first, not Israel first, not Egypt first. We need a president that puts these things first. This president doesn't do that. This president is a part of the deep state. We know that.
Freedom, common sense, truth.
What happened in Tennessee? We went from a 22 deficit down to an 8 deficit. 22 to 8. That's a whole 14-point swing, goofy.
Truth, justice, the American way. I don't know if I just said common sense.
We need a president that did you just hear what I said? We came from 22 points down to 8 points in Tennessee. Goofy. It's the spread that makes the difference. The spread that makes the difference. Oh, I keep forgetting. Shit. I'm talking to MAGA people. I keep forgetting.
Sense are not in there, but it's kind of cold out here, so you got to bear with me. But yeah, common sense. It's really what this is about. And it kind of cuts through the crap. You know what I mean? I think at the end of the day, the mainstream media does not tell it like it is.
Trump, we have record high oil production.
People here. What's up, guys? We've got the Christmas Santa hat over there. We got to get him. So, amen. So anybody want to talk about 2026 and what you want to see from the Trump?
I know for a fact we do not have a person in the chat saying this. I know we don't have nobody in the chat saying this. Oh, that's right. I forgot that you love pet. Are you serious right now? USA frisked and your president is a pedophile? Are you serious right now? Are you serious right now? Your president had a best friend that was a pedo, and he hung out with pedos, and he dealt with the women. You got the nerve to be on here talking about we like pedos? Are you serious right now? You see the delusion? Jeez.
Administration in 2026. Let's just start with you, sir.
Y'all make my head. Y'all make my
continue
ass
to move
hurt
forward.
sometimes with the dumb shit. For
Honestly,
real.
and that's it, man. Trump, let's go.
With the dumb
Supporter
shit,
for the past 10 years, like since day one, or did you kind of get on the train a little bit later?
Well, I was in the Marine Corps, and we was on the chow hall ready for him to, step in, and he stepped in. So it was good.
Thank you for your service. Where did you serve?
Okinawa was awesome. Wow. Philippines.
Wow. So this is all about what for you, though? When I say that, I'm fishing for an answer, like God, family, country, freedom, that kind of thing. But I'm sure it is, right?
Sure.
I mean, talk about maybe the Constitution, whatever your thoughts are about that.
I told you what my thoughts are.
That's true. You did.
Yeah, I did. So that's my thoughts, and I just want to move forward. That's it.
Amen. I hear you. All right, let's go to the next one. Anybody else? Let's go over here. How you doing, sir?
How you doing?
What's your name?
James.
I'm Matt. Nice to meet you. Your thoughts about just the country and everything?
Oh, it's great. Nice to see the change coming along. Slow but steady.
Yeah.
It's nice to see the drug trafficking being taken care of, the border being taken care of, the economy taken care of, and other things being taken care of that for 4 years were not being taken care of. The country was kind of going down the tubes. It's nice to see it, slowly but surely getting back up.
It's amazing that we got this many delusional people walking the earth. It's this many delusional people walking the earth. Thank God. Thank God people are waking up to this delusion. Thank God.
Where it should be.
Yeah. Have you been a supporter of the president for all 10? Did you jump on?
Down the elevator.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The escalator.
The escalator in 2015.
Tower.
Yes. It's been a wild ride and fun ride.
What would you like to see from the president and the team in 2026? Because what I've seen is a number of people want to see more than what we've already seen, if you know what I'm saying.
We got an incompetent cabinet. I don't know which one can out goofy the next one. You got you got Pete Hegseth out here doing more goofy shit than the next. Just incompetent. And that's saying something. Which one can outdo the other? Which one can out fuck up the other? I don't understand when you got good. But that's so fucking, how is it so easy to outdo Cash Patel with the incompetence there? Then you look at Pam Bondi. Oh my God. Then you look at Christy Nome, who's stealing money hand and fist from the American people, and people don't even know it. This is just wild. And then you got Pete Hegseth, who stumbled over his own water, drinking bottle every chance he gets. That's wild. That's wild. Just the most incompetent cabinet ever. See, we needed competent people we needed competent people to work with this president. Unfortunately, we couldn't get nobody to work with this president.
Obviously more. We all want more. We're Americans. We want more, but it's a process that's going to take. It can't be done overnight. I know everybody wants to see it overnight.
I told you. He said stupid. He said smart people don't like him. So I can only assume that the dumb people do. That's all.
Because he promised it overnight, but realistically, politicians can't do everything overnight. And you have half the country fighting the good he's doing anyway. So, I mean, it's just, I think after 2025, I think when we file our taxes, see their tax returns, I think the economy's going to take a nice step forward. And I think people will get on board. And I think this country will see everything moving forward.
Awesome. Tell us about your industry.
I'm a realtor, local realtor.
Let's talk about housing prices and all that.
Housing prices have been through the roof since COVID, which is unfortunate that it took COVID to do that. But, in proximity to the city, it's
don't make one difference one way or the other.
Around here for anything to do real estate, because it's cheaper to live here than it is across the bridge.
And you follow that Fed rate pretty closely.
It's nice to see it coming down. People can now brings more people into the realm of affordability. And obviously the prices have gone up around here. So it's good to see.
Nice to meet you, man. Hopefully we'll get inside here soon. All right, let's take a left here and go all the way to the front of the line.
Yes, trade deals are being made between other countries. America is getting left behind. It is what it is. It is what it is. You know, they the ones. He's the one who turned all of these people away. The president is the one who turned these people away, and now they're making trade deals. They're making trade deals with other countries. That's why they made what was it, Argentina? Who turned around, took our money, and then sold their shit to another country? Wasn't that Argentina? Somebody like that. Wow. If you think Pete Hegseth is doing an amazing job, you gotta be blind. Y'all gotta be drinking Kool-Aid. You gotta be. I refuse to believe. I refuse to believe y'all IQ over 50.
We'll see you inside. So everybody's standing out here. I think at 3:30 Eastern is when we'll be allowed inside, and then the president will be.
We expect average home prices to follow suit as deportations unlock more housing supply. The second.
Are we ready? Hey, everybody, we ready or no?
Deportations unlock housing supply. That's wild to me. Deportations unlock housing supply. That's crazy. That's what he said.
Ready?
Dude said some wild shit.
USA! 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 USA!
They believe that shit. You believe that shit. That's wild. He said deportation will unlock more housing options.
USA! 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 USA!
This is wild.
I'll be right there. We're going to talk to somebody in just a second. He said it's his 113th event with President Trump. So let's go with what's your name?
My name's Tevin.
I'm Matt. Nice to meet you, man.
Crazy. Is it dual 12? That's crazy. What he just said. And then now we got people in the chat talking about, oh yeah, we get rid of these immigrants, we could get some more housing. That's wild.
Well, first of all, thanks for watching.
Yes.
First of all, I like your shades.
Thank you so much, sir. It really means a lot.
Your thoughts about President Trump, and also how the team has done over the past year, and then what you'd like to see next year as we have big midterms coming up.
So I love what he's doing. You know, he's tough on crime, tough on illegal immigration, protecting women, for keeping transgenders out of women's sports. He's stopping wars, and that's right. Safe.
Oh shit, the brain is scrambled. This is MAGA, y'all. A black MAGA. Oh, let's listen. Oh my God, look at the scrambled brain. Is this how all y'all think? What's going on?
Human lives and everything, and just trying to get rid of the Department of Education, because these kids are not learning the right information. You know, there's so much lies that they're not that they're not teaching about history and everything.
Yeah, we definitely have a lot of problems in the education system when it comes to brainwashing and indoctrinating, right? So hopefully that'll get turned around. Let's talk about a few other issues. Securing the elections would be a big one, no?
Absolutely. Mail-in voting is a serious issue. And, you know, I have two great friends of mine, Leah and Greg, who did a hardcore investigation in Delaware County. They found a lot of election fraud. They have a book.
Then you lying. Already off the bat, I know you're lying. I know you're goofy. And I know you're lying.
Amazon, it's called Parallel Elections. I encourage you guys to all buy it. It's on Amazon. Go check it out. And like they caused like people to lose their, like lawyers to lose their licenses, and like, you know, they continue to fight against Delaware County and all the corruption, and they just continue to keep pounding, and you know, this election fraud is a serious issue, because, you know, if we get rid of mail-in ballots, it would make our elections would be a lot safer. And then the Democrats want to keep it so they can cheat. I think they did it in this previous election.
Yeah, the 2020 election. That's we saw what happened there. Isn't it interesting? In the first time, you know, 2016, 2017, he wins all the swing states.
This is the white MAGA dude. Look at all that retarded shit that he just wrote. Look at the white incel, goofy retard just wrote. He the same as this dude on the screen. He the same as this one right here, USA Frist. This is y'all. This is y'all. Only somebody that is short some freaking digits would be saying this. Short some digits would be saying this.
Yes.
Then, for some reason, that doesn't happen. All the swing states go to Biden. Some 81 million votes or something.
Yeah, 81 million.
And then you go to 2024,
USA
and he wins all the swing states again.
USA Frisk, you're a toaster, and a zombie, and an incel, and you need to have the brain checked. But better still, why don't somebody just hit you behind your ear and put your lights out?
It's like we the people, we're the majority of this country, are we not?
Yes, we are the majority. Absolutely, majority.
Huge majority.
I don't understand why y'all think y'all the majority, because you're not. You're not.
We are. Majority of the country wanted Trump because they...
Yeah, because we get it. We understand it. And then he lost all of those people. All of the gains. He lost all of the gains because they seen people like you. They met people like you, and then they met people like this goofy in the chat, USA Frist, who's a toaster, who should be hit in the back of the head with a club or something crazy like that. They met y'all and said, hell no, we don't want to be on that side.
They got tired of all the woke nonsense. I saw what Kamala did. She got all these celebrities to pander to, not pander to the younger generation.
This is y'all. This is how y'all sound to us Democrats. This is how y'all sound to us Democrats.
Also to black people and everything. Just like, I don't need a rap artist to get somebody's vote. And then what people don't realize, it's people got tired of all all the LGBT being shoved down kids' throats, everything.
This is how y'all sound to us on the left. Y'all sound unhinged. Y'all sound unhinged. This is what he sounds like. This is what y'all sound like to us.
Illegal immigrants are being taken care of. Like, just God is just being removed from everything.
It's like you just rattling off everything. Oh, we don't want nobody in the bathroom. We don't want the Mandani. We don't want, excuse me. We don't want mailing back.
Everything, but people need to remember, we are a Christian nation. We are strong Christian.
This is how y'all sound to us. Unhinged. I'm telling you, this is how y'all sound to us. This is how y'all sound to us. This man right here. This is how y'all sound to us.
Yes.
Then, for some reason, that doesn't happen. All the swing states go to Biden. Some 81 million votes or something.
Yeah, 81 million.
And then you go to 2024, and he wins all the swing states again. It's like we the people, we're the majority of this country, are we not?
Yes, we are the majority. Absolutely, majority.
Huge majority.
We are. Majority of the country wanted Trump because they got tired of.
This is how y'all sound. That's all I'm saying. This is how you all sound to us Democrats. Unhinged.
All the woke nonsense. I saw what Kamala did. She got all these celebrities to pander to, not pander to the young.
Rattle off all the culture things. Rattle them off, boy. Rattle them off. Rattle them off. No boys in bathroom. No Mandani. No abortion. No. Rattle it off. This is how y'all sound.
Younger generation, also to black people and everything. Just like, I don't need a rap artist to get somebody's vote. And then what people don't realize, it's people got tired of all all the LGBT being shoved down kids' throats, everything. The illegal immigrants are being taken care of. Like, just God is just being removed from everything. But people need to remember, we are a Christian nation. We are a strong Christian nation. And we just remember, like, we need to bring God back into schools, so just bring it back on TV. Let's remember, but Jesus is our savior, but Trump is my president.
So let's talk about the late great Charlie Kirk.
You sound unhinged.
Your thoughts about Charlie Kirk?
Oh, I'm so happy you brought that up. Charlie Kirk is one of the people. He's a great patriot, a God-fearing man. He's one of the main reasons why I became a conservative. I followed him for 8 years, and when I found out that he was shot and killed, my heart dropped. I cried. I saw this man as a friend, and he's in heaven right now. He want all of us to come together. He does not want this infighting. We got to keep fighting. Charlie was just like how I see Charlie Kirk was like that modern day disciple. I feel like he was doing God's work, and he opened a lot of people's eyes. Just he talked to the blind, because there's so many kids that are just being indoctrinated. What's going on in these schools? It's ridiculous. And he was a great patriot.
Yes. Amen. I agree with that. Amen. How you doing?
Nice. How are you?
Hi. What's your name?
Shah. My name is Shah. I came from Wisconsin.
Only to somebody who's used to listening to people like that.
I started yesterday. I came here, and since then I have been here. And this is going to be my 97th rally, and I'm so excited.
Did you just say 90 what?
97.
Wow.
97.
Why 97?
Yeah. I was at Butler both that time. I was Madison Square Garden. I was Coachella, all over in Wisconsin, Madison, Prairie du Chien.
Question for you. So 97 rallies. So do you go, and I want to dive into the psychology on this a little bit. I've been to a lot of rallies too, but not that many.
But I have seen your co-workers. Robert is there. One girl is there.
Wait a minute, hold on. Donald Trump, did he make
to get to, a lot to unpack, a lot of stories to follow. The 24/7 news cycle is in high gear. I'm with We the People. I'm with the truth train. I'm with America First. I am also MAGA. I want all the things that are good for our nation. But time is ticking. We need to get things done. The economy is part of it, but there's a whole, heck of a lot more that has to be taken care of. Am I not preaching truth? Is this not, am I wrong? And the reason why I'm confident in saying this is it's common sense. It's about God, family, country, freedom, common sense, truth, justice, and the American way. And I speak to countless people, whether it's on Truth Social, on X, whether it's people here in Pennsylvania, whether it's friends, whether it's family, that are saying the same thing about what needs to be done to save the country. It's not fun to see what's happening between MTG and President Trump and Tom.
Yeah, but see, that's the thing. I believe MTG. I don't believe your deep state president. I believe MTG over your deep state president.
Massey. It's not fun to see it, but we call a spade a spade. If you're a true journalist who adheres to truth, you should not be afraid to speak truth or your mind. It happens to be that where a lot of my colleagues in the press, not conservative media, but those in the mainstream media who are to my left and you're right at home, who are standing over there, I'll still say hi, I'll still be respectful and professional, but what they're spewing is a bunch of nonsense. We, the people, want people to tell it like it is. You'll hear that in conservative media. A shout out to all the podcasters and conservative citizen journalists and content creators and social media influencers that are on the right side of history.
That's exactly right. PGF 667. That's exactly right. This administration will step up the cruelty because they know 2026 midterms they will lose. They're just going to lose. It is what it is because people don't want this administration and what they're trying to peddle. I want my $2,000 check, though. I do. That's all. I want my $2,000 check.
I stand with you. You stand with me. We stand together here.
Your president is the deep state. Why don't y'all know that he is the deep state? I don't understand why y'all don't know your president is the deep state. Your president is the deep state.
If all of us were silenced, if all of us had censorship and you couldn't say what you really believe about what needs to be done, and I couldn't say it, and we just went along with what everybody else is saying in the mainstream media, and no truth was ever talked about, that'd be awful, right? That's what's at stake in the next.
No, you need to evolve. You all need to evolve. I can list everything this president has done against the Constitution, and you still will defend him. You still will defend him. This president is a part of the deep state. He is the deep state. He just conned y'all into believing that he wasn't the deep state. We know he's the deep state.
Next presidential election, let alone the midterms. So the midterms are just as important. Anyway, let's get to a couple of our great sponsors. Then what we'll do is we'll go to Joint Base Andrews, where President Trump took off from there on Air Force One. We'll watch that video.
You honestly think that man who has been rich all his life, Zorkin, all his life, he's been rich, he's been selfish, he's done everything that he has wanted to do, said everything that he has wanted to say, done and went everywhere he has wanted to go, and you think that man is not a part of the deep state? That's crazy.
And then right after that video,
that's crazy that he got y'all believing that he's not a part of the deep state. That's crazy.
I'm going to go down and talk to some We the People here. How about it? Right behind our live standing point here, we'll go and talk to people, just hear what.
They believe he's not a part of the deep state. They actually believe he is separate from what he is doing. He is separate from what he is in the presidency. He is the deep state. That's wild.
They want to hear from President Trump, but also what they want to see from the Trump administration in 2026. So we'll do that in just a minute. Before we do, let's go to All Family Pharmacy, a great sponsor here at Right Side Broadcasting Network. You know, here at RSBN, we always try to point you toward companies that actually support your freedom and give you real choice.
I know y'all know he not. I know y'all know he not. I know. I know. I get it. I told you. Y'all part of the MAGA thing. I get all of that. The MAGA thing. The MAGA knows better than everybody else. I get it. I get it.
And that's exactly why we trust All Family Pharmacy. They're not your traditional pharmacy pushing flu shots. All Family Pharmacy is different.
Damn it,
they give you what we are really all about here in the United States of America.
Oh, absolutely. That's first and foremost what each and every one of us.
I don't need no facts to know that the president didn't do jack shit for you poor people. Let's put it that way. I know he didn't do jack shit for the poor people. I do know that. We ain't seen jack shit about what he did for you poor people. We know what he did for his rich buddies. We do know that. I don't need no facts. How the hell I need facts when y'all all know about the big beautiful bill? How would I need to have facts if y'all all know about the big beautiful bill? What the hell is going on? He ain't done jack shit for the poor. He went to court 3 times not to give the poor people food stamp. What you talking about? And then he was made sure that his rich buddies got their money. He made sure his rich buddies got the money. That's why we got another $1 trillion or so added onto our back. Because he gave them tax cuts. He didn't get nothing for y'all. Not one. I don't need no evidence. Go read the bill. Go read the bill. What the hell? I don't understand what's going on here. I don't understand what's going on. Somebody put in the chat what that big beautiful bill did for you poor people. Please put it in the chat. Please put it in the chat. What did the big beautiful bill do for you?
Let's take an oath.
What?
To protect and defend, right? You know, we are a Judeo-Christian, God-fearing country. We are a country of faith, family, and freedom, and we must fight to preserve that. That's been a...
Not one of them can put anything. Don't nobody work for no motherfucking tips except a small portion of people. What did he do for the rest of us? and no tax on tips. What the fuck does that mean? What does that mean? Wow. What else did he do for you? He didn't do jack shit for you if you don't work for tips.
Way of life has been set aside here by God. You know, all of our rights come from our Creator. And it's just been a unique culture.
No, you didn't. I know you're lying. Unless you make over 150K. Unless you make like 200K, you didn't get jack shit.
And way of life in America for 250 years, and that's the fabric of the culture war that's trying to take away from us, right? They've been trying to take it away
Let's see.
from us.
In and out of the rehabs on the methadone, all that is a legal high. And my thing is to put them into a boot camp.
That's my question. That's my question, Richard Crosby. My question. That's wild. That's wild.
For a year and a half, get them off the drugs, and then teach them a trade while they're there. And I think with these military bases that are closed, they can do that.
I'm so.
What? Yeah, there's a question. Why are tax cuts even a viable solution with a budget as far in the deficit as we are? Why would that even be a solution? Why wouldn't they know that that's a tax on their back? Why don't MAGA know that giving the rich people a tax cut meant there was more of a burden on their back? Why didn't they know that? Why don't they know that?
Sorry for your loss.
Why?
What was her first name?
Diana.
Why?
When did this happen?
This happened back in 20.
We don't need no facts for that, Bart C. That's all it takes is for you to go and look at the bill. That's all it takes is for you to go look at the bill and see what the bill did for you. That's all it takes. I don't need to present no evidence. I know the bill didn't do nothing for you. I know it didn't. What do you mean? I don't understand. What are you talking about? You don't work for tips, do you, Bart C? So work for no taxes on tip don't work for it. Don't apply to you. Do it.
21. That's her there.
Let's show the people at home. So it was fentanyl.
Fentanyl. She was doing drugs. We're from Philadelphia. I moved up here. We brought her up. She was
How do you go on as a dad?
It's tough. It's very tough. She was my sweetheart. So a lot of memories all the time I get like this, so I miss her a lot.
And how old was she again?
She was 33.
So you had 33. Tell us about.
The last 3 years were great because she was clean, she was working, she was doing great. And she went to the Mohegan Sun and she must have put one pill up with somebody and they found her up in her room dead.
So tell us in the 33 years, though, just a couple of highlights about her, because, I'm a new dad and this is like very difficult to talk about.
She was a great person. She always stuck up for the underdogs and she cared about people. She always looked out for people. She was just an amazing girl. Played basketball, was great and good at basketball. So
when you see that the border, gets closed and deportations are happening, you are smiling from ear to ear, aren't you?
And every boat that gets blown up, I am happy as anything because that has to be done. Those drugs have to stop coming in.
President Trump on the campaign trail, he was saying things like death penalty for drug dealers. Is that something that you'd be for?
Yes. Yes.
Why?
For fentanyl dealers, yes. Because all you got to do is take a little pinhead and you're dead. And see, it doesn't affect the regular drug addicts because their system's immune to it. It's the people that take it for the first time. That's why my daughter was clean for 3 years. Her system was clean, and she took one pill, and it killed her instantly. She was laying on the bed with makeup on her hands. Massive heart attack. That's what they do. It's murder. It isn't an overdose. That's murder. And that weekend, they had 400 deaths up in the Mohegan Sun Arena from fentanyl.
You know, and that's what's interesting, because somebody that sold whatever up there had the fentanyl inside the drugs. Yeah, no, there's stories that I've heard about this, but to run into someone that has been affected by it is totally different than hearing this on the news. You know what I mean?
Wait a minute for a minute. Excuse me. I carry her with me. There's her ashes in here. I carry her ashes with me all the time. So I really miss her. Oh.
I hear you, man. Give me a hug.
Oh, I'm sorry. Is that a live shot? So one of our viewers mentioned that WBRE is showing his plane. On WBRE, our viewer said, 2822news.com, 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 they're showing a live shot of Air Force One. So it looks like he's about to get off of Air Force One. Am I right about this? It says it's live. Is anyone else watching this? 2822news.com. But they're showing the plane. So it looks like he hasn't got off the plane yet. So, yeah, there's no way this is starting in 4 minutes.
Yeah, I know, right? He ain't even got off the plane yet. What's going on? What the hell is going on? But the president is still on the plane. So the president ain't got off the plane yet. So he's late for the rally because the rally should have started soon enough, but he's late for the rally. But it is what it is, right? So, I mean, he's supposed to... Damn it, I hate when the damn music come on there. Wait a minute, we just gonna keep it blank. But the whole point is, I bet you he will too, Richard Crosby. I bet you he will too. He gonna mention Biden. Biden, when he stubbed his toe, he gonna say Biden did it. When the economy is bad, he gonna say Biden did it. When he just gonna blame Biden. Nobody's believing him anymore. Nobody is believing him anymore. Okay? Nobody is believing him anymore. We don't believe you anymore. Okay? We don't believe that the economy is getting better. We don't believe any of those things anymore. But, hey, he's got to say it because people, he's got to have these people follow behind him. He's going to lose in the midterms. He's going to say something about Joe Biden. That's why, because why do you think they jumped on the affordability train? Because they saw that they were losing it, because he only cared about getting his rich people money. He is a part of the deep state. He is a part of the deep state. Okay. His approval ratings is in the toilet, 36%. I don't know why anybody would want him to show up anywhere with the ratings being as bad as they are. The ratings are shit. His ratings are shit. His ratings are terrible. So I don't understand why they would want to even have him show up. because the economy is terrible. Y'all hit the like, share, and subscribe button. We have content like this every day. We have content like this every day. Sometimes we have good content. Sometimes we have bad content. But today we caught the tail end of a Trump rally. I don't know what's going on with the Trump rally. We not going to sit here for no 2-3 hours waiting for him to show up. We just ain't going to do all of that now. Let's be clear. We ain't going to be doing all of that. Here's the thing. Just like people don't think Biden did anything for the economy, we don't believe Trump did anything for the economy. He's not doing anything for the economy. Wait a minute, hold on. No, it ain't no dream. It's not a dream. He needs to be worried about the economy because his ass is cooked for the economy. He needs to be worried about that because he lost all the immigrants. He lost the independents. He lost some of the blacks. He lost a lot of the whites. It is what it is. He gonna switch back when he come back, y'all. But right now, let's listen.
We all want to get in on the Hovind press conference, but
We were wanting Gene Simmons there a minute.
Yeah. Is he here?
Just a couple of minutes ago, you missed me.
The heck! All right, that's my
You're
part of
gonna
my
vote on the Gene Simmons play.
part of my misspent youth. Yeah, listening to Kiss. Well, good afternoon. As you all know, we're going to have a vote this week on Thursday on a Democrat proposal to deal with the Biden COVID bonuses. And this is a vote, as you all know, we could have had weeks ago.
We gave Biden a chance. We gave Trump a chance, and he fucked up. So now you got to go. We cannot afford for 3 more years of this erratic behavior. We just can't keep doing it.
It's been on offer now. Before we had to go through a 43-day government shutdown. But that's what the Democrats opted to do. And so at the end of the 43 days now, we're going to have a vote on their proposal, which, as it turns out, is really a proposal that just extends the status quo. Doesn't do anything to reform these Biden COVID bonuses in a way that would get rid of the waste, fraud, and abuse. And I think the one thing that's clear about this, and I think you all who follow this subject know this, that the way that the program is structured, the money goes straight to the insurance companies. And the way that we think this ought to work,
you ought to
come up with a way.
Y'all hold on. What's going on? Hold on. We don't care about that. We care about this. What's going on? Hold on. Wait. Hold on. What's going on? What's going on with this?
Breaking news that we are following out in Kentucky. This is coming from the Frankfort Police Department and the Emergency Services saying that the Frankfort Police Department responded to an incident on KSU's campus, that's Kentucky State University campus, Tuesday afternoon regarding an active aggressor. Frankfort Police Department, in partnership with KSU Campus Police and the Franklin County Sheriff's Office, have secured the campus and have a suspect in custody. At this time, KSU campus is on lockdown until further notice. The department and university will provide more details as they become available. And here was the first alert that we received on this. It came from the governor, Andy Beshear, saying that we are aware of a reported shooting at Kentucky State University in Frankfort. At this time, we are aware of some injuries. We will share more information as available. Law enforcement are on scene and a suspect has been arrested. Let's pray for all those affected. So we will definitely be keeping an eye on this story that, of course, is very fluid right now, and already learning of a suspect in custody, but awaiting to see any possible news.
And that's the problem. And that's the problem with you Republicans. That's all y'all have is hate. Y'all hate the gays. You hate the trans. You hate the Muslims, you hate the brown, you hate the black, you hate the people in the bathroom, you hate everything. That's y'all's problem. Y'all hate everything, and that's the problem. That's why we don't like you all. That's why we don't like the Republican Party, because you hate the gays, you hate the brown, you hate the Muslims, you hate the people in the bathroom, you hate abortion, you hate. That's all y'all do is hate. You ain't never went nowhere, and no Democrat said they hated anything. You ain't never went nowhere. It's only y'all that say y'all hate the gays, hate the browns, hate men in the bathroom, hate abortion, hate brown, red, hate green, hate y'all hate everything. Y'all hate everything. Are you serious? Are you serious? You fucking toaster. Are you serious? You trifling ass white boy. Because it's got to be a trifling ass white boy. You're poor, you're dirty, your shit stank. Stay out of my chat. Trifling ass white boy. Don't have a fucking lick of sense. Not one lick of sense. Yeah, you. What is it? MILF Hunter? 7449? Ignorant ninja? Is that what you call me? White boy? Trash ass white boy? Trailer park trash? That what you call me? Shut your ass up.
Drive and also Old Richmond Road. Chief Lawrence Weathers will provide an update on the investigation. With this being an ongoing investigation, we're limited to the information that we can release and will not be able to take any questions today. We'll continue to provide updates on our social media and also through media releases to our media
Somebody
partners.
was shot.
Chief is joined by representatives in our public safety partnerships today from the Kentucky State Police, the Fayette County Coroner's Office,
No,
the Fayette County Sheriff's Office,
hold on.
ATF.
Hold on. Let's be clear. Let's be very clear. I don't get ignorant and I don't get out of pocket until you do it to me. When you come in the chat and you say some disrespectful shit like that, I'm getting disrespectful with you. Let's be clear. Otherwise, I'm going to talk to you like this. But if you get disrespectful, I don't care about getting disrespectful with you. So it's not a matter of me doing it. You saw the text with that boy, whoever it is, the trash ass human being, came in the chat and said what he said. He had no business saying that. Because I would never have said what I said. But I don't take shit laying down, and I don't turn the other cheek.
Lexington Fire Department, the Mayor's Office, One Lexington.
You sound dumb, Cattle Man. You sound dumb as hell.
Chief Lawrence Weathers.
Thank all of you for being here. And like Sergeant Towery said, it's ongoing investigation, so there's not really a whole lot of questions I'll be able to answer. But
please speak up, sir. Please speak up.
That I have here. There's days like today that are extremely difficult. And before I begin, I would like to extend my condolences to the victims.
Donald Trump has not made it to the stage yet.
Their families and everyone impacted by today's violence. I would also like to wish a quick recovery to the Kentucky State Trooper who was shot. On July 13, 2025, around 11:36 a.m., Lexington police officers were dispatched for a shooting involving a Kentucky State Trooper on Terminal Drive. The trooper had pulled over a vehicle on Terminal Drive after receiving a license plate reader alert in the area of Versailles Road. The trooper was shot and the suspect fled. While that shooting occurred on Terminal Drive, it was unrelated to the Bluegrass Airport and did not occur inside the airport terminal. The trooper is in stable condition and receiving medical treatment. A short time later, the suspect carjacked a vehicle.
You know what? You know what? I know that we all differ in our political beliefs and everything else. When I come on here, I'm really chill. I just like to laugh. I like to find shit funny. I like to goofy. I like to call people goofy or things like that. But I'm never serious about hating anyone. I don't hate anyone. I'm not racist to anyone. I would never do that to anyone. But I match energy if you're going to give me energy like that. And, you know, I apologize that I got out of my pocket. I do. But it makes no sense to even do that, because we can fight. We gonna fight in here. Y'all gonna call me idiot, and y'all gonna call me all kinds of names and all that stuff. This is what we do. This is what we Americans do. We fight over shit, and then when we have a common enemy, that's when we come together and we have a common enemy. So I'm just saying, I'm not going to ever sit and call nobody X, Y, and Z. I would never do that, because I would never be able to live with that. But that shit is annoying, because there's no reason to say anything about color or race or anything else. We may have difference of opinion, but there's no reason for me to call anybody a name. You notice I never say anything like I said unless you come in and you have that kind of energy. That's it. Otherwise, I would not say it. Okay? So I apologize that I got out of my pocket, but that person irritated me for real. Really.
In the 3700 block of Bellawood Drive before fleeing the area. No injuries were reported during that carjacking. With the assistance of the department's Air Support Unit and Real-Time Intelligence Center.
Can you all hear that, or is he talking low? What's going on?
Baptist Church in the 5800 block of Old Richmond Road. The suspect fired his weapon at individuals on church property. Preliminary information indicates that the suspect
not
may have
shower,
had a
you
connection
crazy.
to the individuals at the church. 4 individuals were shot on church property. 2 female victims were pronounced deceased at the scene.
Oh my
The
God!
other 2 victims, both male, were transported to a local
What's
hospital.
going on? When did this
One victim was
happen?
reported to have sustained critical injuries, and the other was reported in stable condition. The suspect was shot by responding law enforcement and was pronounced deceased at the scene.
This
The
happened
suspect's
today?
information will be released after their family is notified.
What the
3
hell?
Lexington police officers fired their service weapons in accordance with the Lexington Police Department's policies. The officers had their issued body-worn cameras activated. The incident is being investigated by the Kentucky State Police Critical Incidents Response Team, and the department's Public Integrity Unit will conduct an internal review of the incident. As per policy, the officers will be placed on administrative assignment pending the outcome of the investigation.
What?
I want to thank all the officers and employees of the Lexington Police Department who have been working on this investigation. There were also community members who stopped today to assist the Kentucky State Police trooper, and I want to thank them for their courage and support to help. We also want to thank all of our partners who have been assisting in the investigation, including Kentucky State Police, Fayette County Coroner's Office, Fayette County Sheriff's Office, Fayette County Public Schools Police Department, the ATF, the FBI, Department of Emergency Management, and our partners at the Lexington Fire Department. Our E911 personnel, and the mayor's office with all of our other partners. Something like this has a huge impact on our community. I know when people hear about stuff like this,
What?
they maybe need some kind of understanding, and I think the city is going to stand ready with One Lexington to help provide assistance to those who are struggling with it. Sometimes things happen. We just don't have a reason why. But we're going to be here for the people of Lexington. All of these people up here didn't hesitate to come out, didn't hesitate to call.
Wait a minute, hold up. I know that you didn't come in here disrespectful black man. I know you didn't come in here disrespectful, black man. I know that you did not. Jordan Griffin, I know that you did not. Please don't make me drag your black ass in front of all these white folk. Please don't make me do that. But I will.
And check on the family members and didn't hesitate to come out and provide support and their service. So I appreciate all of that and thank you for all of that. With that being said, I'm going to ask Coroner Gary Ginn to step up.
Oh God. What is going on with these people in this country that keep taking people out?
At 1256, we responded to 5899 Old Richmond Road, which was the Richmond Road Baptist Church. This, like the chief said, this is an ongoing active investigation. There are literally a few hundred people that are working this crime scene, as well as myself and deputies. This church was a small church, and
what is
the
this?
majority of the individuals that attend the church there are related biologically some way or another. If not, they've been friends for many, many years. So it's a very tight-knit group of people.
No, this is their audio. This is their audio. It's terrible. It's so low. Donald Trump has not made it to the stage yet.
The Richmond Baptist Church. Because the family was there and our Lexington police, as well as the KSP, conducted interviews about what happened in this investigation. I was able to notify family of 2 deaths, and I can report that Beverly Gum, she is a 72-year-old female member of the church. She sustained gunshot wounds that caused her death. And Christina Combs is a 32-year-old lady.
Wow.
Who also received gunshot wounds, which caused her death. We have identified the shooter, and the shooter, as the chief said, was shot by Lexington police, and we have not notified the shooter's family. Typically, in a case like this, we will notify the family as soon as we can, and once that notification has been made, then we will identify the shooter to the media. Thank you.
Is that, what?
As I said, there's not a whole lot of questions I'll be able to answer. I will take a couple, and if I can't answer them, I will. If I can't, I'll just let you know. Only a couple, if anybody has any questions. At this time, I'm not at liberty to discuss that. Those details will probably be released later, but at this time, I can't discuss it. I don't have any information on anybody being arrested.
He didn't say the shooter was a Democrat. You lying.
That is my understanding. Yes, ma'am.
I did turn it up. I think that's their audio.
I'm not going to discuss that right now. That's part of the investigation, and I think they're still looking into that.
Wait a minute, hold on.
I wasn't aware that it affected any flights. So like I said before, there were some people en route to the airport, and they got out and assisted the trooper. So I don't know if they suffered any delays or not, but if they did, I just want to say again, I appreciate them for getting out and doing what they did.
That's the only thing. Okay. They just up and break. They don't even give you no I'm finna leave. They just up and break. Okay. Wait a minute. Here's the Trump rally. Trump rally ain't nothing happening at the Trump rally because he's not there. I don't even think he made it there yet. I don't even think he made it to the to the place yet. I think he just got on a plane to make it here. So I think he just got on the plane to make it here. Okay, so since he he's right, because if he said anything else, they would have said it fair. Yeah, if you guys want to do some assuming in here. Yeah, true enough. I don't know when Donald Trump gonna show up. Who knows when he gonna show up? I don't know. But okay, here's the thing. I think it may be another. Wait a minute, another 30 minutes. Oh, hexy no, that's wild. Another 30 minutes. So this is in Pennsylvania. I'm gonna cut this stream close, and when Donald Trump come back, I will be back. Y'all please hit the like, share, and subscribe button. I appreciate it. We always have content like this. When Donald Trump show up, I will be back. But for now, who knows when he's going to show up? We don't know, because he just got on a plane somewhere. That's my understanding. He just got on a plane, so I don't know whether it's another 30 minutes or it's not. But when he comes back in, I will come back. I promise I will.